Yeah. We're live. This is Comic Artist Pro Secrets. In a way, it's Comicsgate Live tonight. I don't really know, but it's mostly Comic Artist Pro Secrets. And I am your host, Ethan Van Sciver. Let me call up the chat here and let's see what goes on. Oh, here we go. Okay, so let's see if we have any. Oh, we got 238 people watching right out of the gate.
Oh my gosh. Wow,
That's
really?
A good start. That's a good start, Billy, but I think we're going to get more people in here. So it is Wednesday. What's the date, Billy?
Today is Wednesday, the 27th of March. And here's a funny story, Ethan, as I believe that if comic books came out on a Wednesday back in 1994, I don't know if you remember if it came out on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday, but traditionally it's been Wednesdays. That means that today is the 25th anniversary of She being in comic shops for the very first day.
Gosh darn.
25 years. And I've known you for almost 25 years.
Yeah. I remember meeting you. I remember.
We were mere larks, and we just got along like peas and carrots. And
Yeah.
you were this bright-eyed, innocent kid. He was so innocent. And you had this little frog story, and you were all enthusiastic about it. I mean, we all were all enthusiastic, but you were so young.
I'm still bright-eyed, innocent, and I still have a frog story. I've still got many a frog story left to tell. So let me explain to everyone who's in the chat right now. 349 people now. It's growing. This is my friend Billy Tucci, also known as William Tucci, also known as the man behind Crusade Comics in the 1990s when comics were good. Now, when comics were good, Billy, okay,
yes.
they were actually good at one point. Right now, they're not so good. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that's your opinion. I'm saying right now, comics just don't have the spirit and energy that they should have. And damn it, some of us need to step up and make things better again. Yeah, I think that's important. I think it's vital that we do that we get some energy, that we get our balls back, Billy. Hold on, let me share this out. It's Twitter. That we get our balls back, I said. Right? Billy, I shouldn't be talking like that, you know.
Why not? You could do whatever you want. You're a self-publisher now. You're a creator. You don't owe anything to anyone. You never have to whisper to anyone about anything ever again.
Billy, can I say the F word?
Sure, it's your page. You say whatever you want.
I just want to see if I can. That's
okay.
You know, I want to see like the boundaries right now for of being free, you know, right now in comics are amazing. Comicsgate is kind of providing me that opportunity to kind of do whatever I want to do. It is magnificent to be in this predicament. Now, other people are starting to realize that independence is the way to go. Being an independent comic book creator is the way to go. And it's the way you and I started. Yes. Now, I met you at the and I always tell this story because, Billy, I was overwhelmed by the grandeur. And I'm often disappointed by the fact that this doesn't exist anymore. But I met you at a Marvel holiday party.
Okay.
In 1995.
Okay.
It was in New York City. It was I can't remember if it was a black tie affair or not.
It was a big thing. Jimmy Palmiotti. Well, it was so funny. Everyone was inviting me to parties because she was so big, and I went with Jimmy Palmiotti.
Yeah. Marvel people need to understand. This is how far things have fallen. Marvel used to throw these holiday parties that were extravagant. They were absolutely amazing. You had a picture of renting out an enormous ballroom in a Manhattan hotel. Okay. Yeah. Everybody who's anybody is there. Like everybody is there, except for some of the Image guys that at that point were just kind of like, we don't need to be hanging out with Marvel. A few of them were there, I think. Wall to wall, everybody. Big open sushi bar. Melting ice sculptures of Ben Grimm and Daredevil, I remember, right above the sushi bar. Over here, every single Marvel Comics related arcade game, free to play. If you want to sit over there and play arcades, you can do that all night. Free booze all night. Gigantic wall-size stand-ups of the current Marvel Comics covers. The one that I remember was Liam. I remember. He was a famous piece that he did where the Hulk was in tall grass or something like that, was up there, giant size piece. It was, if you were new to comics, it was everything that you wanted, everything that you hoped comics, working in comics would be. And like just glitz, glamour, a lot of money, the potential to become famous.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And that's where I met you. I was introduced to you and I said to you, I've been reading Wizard magazine. You're in it. Congratulations. Like, you were new to Wizard. So tell me about that. How did that happen? How did Wizard Magazine find you? How did she take off initially?
Well, the funny thing is Ethan, is that I always wanted to get into comic books. As a fan, I was a comics fan, and then I remember I said, by George, I'm gonna do my own comic. But so I started to draw this comic book, and I didn't want to draw a Marvel story or a DC story really. And I had some Daredevil samples, but I'm like, you know what? Let me tell my story. So I remember going to the San Diego Comic-Con in 1993, showing the samples of She, and just getting eviscerated by the DC and the Marvel editors. One guy at one point showed my portfolio and said something like, "Look at this, another fight in an alleyway." And he said, if I see another fight in my alleyway, I'm gonna fucking kill myself, if I may curse. And he said, right, real loud, embarrassing me in front of everyone.
Yeah.
And then getting that this isn't a Marvel style of drawing, this isn't a DC face. If you could draw like Jim Lee, I have a small story for you. Things like that. I'm like, I can't draw like Jim Lee, and if I could, I wouldn't want to draw like Jim Lee.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and I ended up going to the small press section, and that's where I met Brian Pulido, who you helped. I think you were involved with Brian when you first started.
Absolutely idolized Brian Pulido.
Yeah, me too.
Brian Pulido's my hero.
Yep, and Brian was at a small 6-foot table in Artist Alley at the San Diego Comic-Con in the small press section, and it was Brian, Stephen Hughes, and Jason Jensen, who's the colorist. And Brian talked to me like I was a human being. Like, he actually made me felt like I had some self-worth as an artist. And he's like, "What is this book?" And I said, "Oh, this is a book I want to do." And he's like, "Do this book." He said, "Do this book." He said, "This is great." He goes, "I'll hire you." He goes, "Would you like to do a pin-up in my new comic coming out next year," which was Lady Death, and he didn't let us. I'm like, "Sure." So I gave my contact information, and a few weeks later, Brian contacted me or called me. There was no email then, really. So he called me, and I got my first pinup job from him. And that ended up being one of the pinups in the Lady Death swimsuit issue of 1995. Then, when I got back, my mentor at the time, John Tartaglione, which was he was an art director at Marvel, one of the head guys there. He did the Pope comic book. John set me up a meeting with John Romita, and I went up there to meet John Romita, and the same thing happened. John Romita was like, "What is this? What is this story?" I said, "Oh, it's my comic book I want to do." And John Romita said, "Well, what the hell are you doing here for?" Mm-hmm. And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "This is fantastic." He goes, "Do your own book." So I end up doing, so I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "If you don't do your own book, if it doesn't work out, here's my phone number. Call me. You'll always have work here for Marvel if you'd like it." And that was 25 years. And I decided to do my own comic book. I went balls into it. Full head of steam, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. I had no money, Ethan. I was 6 months behind in my rent. Everything that can go wrong did go wrong with the book. I ended up hooking up with these shysters who wanted to be my partners. My wife's aunt worked for one of the biggest law firms in New York City. These lawyers came in, bailed me out of that terrible contract I had with them. They wanted to own half the character, or we didn't even have a contract. Like I said, 6 months behind my rent, I met Fred Pierce who was at Valiant at the time, at the same color separators that I use them, that they use. I had no money. Fred put a call into Spartan Printing, said, "Print this kid's book. This book is going to be something special." I had 37,000 initial orders. The book shipped. I think it was in stores today, 25 years ago today.
Is that right? That's
great. If it's on Wednesday, it's today. I think it was the 27th. And when you know it, within 3 weeks, Ethan, we had over 140,000 reorder requests for that comic.
Amazing. Billy, yeah, you've always had a golden touch. I mean, you've always been really, really great at the things that you're doing. Before we go any further with this, I just want to let people know what you're here for. I'm not sure if people know. I mean, Billy TUCCI is back. He's got a brand new comic book out. He's crowdfunding through Indiegogo. He's doing this great comic called Zombie Sama. I want to show you guys this and see if you like it. Billy, let me share this. Billy, I'm getting good at this, man. I'm a professional broadcaster.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, if you could share the link too, that would be wonderful. We just went live, and we're already at
Let's check. Let's double check here. We went live at 8 o'clock. Billy just did. The link is in the description below. He's looking to get $10,000 to fund his book, Zombie Sama. Link is in the description. Go check this out, guys. Throw a little support behind this. First of all, what is Zombie Sama about?
Zombie Sama is basically, it's the story of someone who the zombie apocalypse is the best thing to ever happen to him. He's a sushi delivery boy. He's a real slacker. And when suddenly he realizes that his sleepy seaside town is overcome by pus-spewing, nuclear-contaminated, irradiated zombie freaks, as I like to say. And he ends up taking the lone katana from atop the cash register of his sushi shop, and he goes out to rescue his friends. And by doing so, he becomes teen sensation Zombie Sama. And it's a lot of fun. It's a funny book. It's got a lot of heart, though, and it's really the story of a slacker who becomes a real hero. And there's a lot of sacrifice along the way, but we also do it with humor. And it's a wonderful adventure. And John Brolia, my partner, and I have been working on this for 2 years. John's put his heart and his soul into it. We had a very successful Kickstarter campaign where we raised $32,000. But now we want to be able to start to fund Zombie Sama 2 so John can get paid to actually draw that book. So that's where we're going with that. We're asking for $10,000. It's only a 16-day campaign. And if you guys wouldn't mind helping me and joining us, you won't be disappointed, I promise.
Yeah. Llama Gigante's like, wasn't this Kickstarter? Yeah, it was Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I told Billy not to do it on Kickstarter.
He did.
800 times. Billy went ahead and he listened to his fans instead of his friends. And his,
Well, some
his
people
fans did a vote, and they say Kickstarter. So
and then some people I thought were my friends, and they told me to do Kickstarter, and I asked them to share it, and they didn't share it.
Right. So this is the thing. We live and we learn. I think that, the problem with Kickstarter is I think they're biased in a lot of ways, but also I don't really see great big successes coming from Kickstarter. I've said it over and over again. Indiegogo as a platform is just far superior.
Yeah. And aside from someone like, say, Brian Polito, and Brian is just a force of nature, not unlike yourself, EVS. So he's got it down to a science, and he's got his fiends that are just the most wonderful fans you could imagine. And he's got the whole Kickstarter thing down, and he just bowls through it, and he's just, he's like a rocket ship. Again, he's like a force of nature.
Billy, he'd do better if he were on Indiegogo.
Well, I'm new at it. From what I've heard and talking to people, I think so. And even Debbie and I were talking like the next campaign with the She Return of the Warrior, which is in May. I think we're going to go Indiegogo because I love the business platform a lot better. Like things like for Kickstarter, and nothing against them. And it's like I said, it's business, and our point is to reach the widest audience possible. But we hit our goal in 7 hours, Ethan. And even though we hit our goal in 7 hours, for that 28-day campaign, we were never once a featured project. We were never once a project we love on there. And we were never once a project we're reading. And I don't know if we didn't fit their narrative, this fun little, zombie story, this love story of these two teenagers who come together during the zombie apocalypse and end up kicking ass. Maybe that wasn't their sort of thing.
How could it not be their thing? That's ridiculous. I don't know why and how they choose those. I really do think they choose their things we're reading and things we're fond of based on just social issues, not about rock and roll, not about fun. And that's not what people really want. I mean, people really want rock and roll. They want hot chicks like this. By the way, this looks like Buzz drew it. Remember, like Buzz, Buzz face.
Yeah, Buzz will be doing something for us in the future. That's Asha Kishna, and Asha is an amazing talent. She's from the Netherlands, and she we met her at a convention, Debbie and I, in Holland. I don't know, 3 years ago. And she showed us her portfolio, and her portfolio, believe it or not, she seems very influenced by you as well. It was a hardcover graphic novel Batman story that she just did. And it was beautiful. And we're like, oh my gosh, you're incredible. So I'm like, I once I start doing this with the She books and with the Zombie Sama, we need to hire you. So we hired her to do a variant cover, and she just did an amazing job. I think this is going to be her first published work.
This is the one that I want. I want this. I want this cover here, or I want the one that you did, and I'm trying to find the one that you did.
Well, EVS, if I may be so bold to, my cover's in there. My cover, that is the She, the Return of the Warrior. I'm bringing, well, Ashcan edition. That's our preview Ashcan comic. Okay. And as what's happening with She is that the She story is going to be 25 years removed from the very first She story. And Anna will now be a single mother raising her teenage daughter, and her warrior days are far behind her, and it all comes back.
All right, wait a second. So, let's get organized here. Let's get organized, because people are like, I don't understand what there is that I can support. First of all, like what are the tiers? People do want to support this. People are already excited in the chat. We got 988 people watching now. Congrats with $1,195 right now. So you blew up pretty quick.
Oh yeah, and all for you. I think we were at $200 or $210 before I came on.
Yeah, you're going to get funded tonight. Comicsgate's going to take care of you. These guys are serious in the chat. These guys have money. They want to support good projects. They want to support people who want to support them and give them the kind of comic projects that are fun, that don't preach to them. You know, people cutting up zombies with swords. That's all they want. Why is it so hard?
Why is it so hard? I mean, you know, the greatest comics of all time were Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in the 60s Marvel.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's entertainment. That's what we're here for. This is a service industry. We are here to entertain. You know, you want to put out books, you want to deliver your books, you want to let people get escapism. You know, you want them to lock themselves away and look at a comic. You know, remember the old days? You see the things with the kids under the sheets with a flashlight reading comics. You know, and what I love about with the Indiegogo and what you've done, and Mitch Breitweiser and Ethan and stuff, it's almost like we're outlaws now. We're all outlaws. We're bucking the system. And this is my son, Matthew. Hello, Matthew.
Hello.
And it's Ethan Van Sciver show. Well,
Hi, Ethan.
Hi, Matthew. How you doing? Yeah, we've got the screen locked. Hold on. Let me stop sharing so we can actually see Billy and his family here. Billy, yeah, this is the thing. I think you're absolutely right. Where's Matthew? Hold on.
Right here.
There he is. A good-looking kid.
Yeah, he's good.
I seen you kung fu fighting your brother at a convention one time. I've never seen anything like it before. You were doing a roundhouse kick?
Say, he saw you kung fu fighting your brother.
Yeah.
At a convention.
Yeah, you beat the crap out of him, he said. Well,
that's awesome, man.
Am I coming through okay, Ethan?
Yeah, you're coming through good. You're a little bit quiet, but I can jack you up in the chat. Hang on a second here.
I can move in. No, Matthew's a wrestler. So and he's pretty fantastic. And he's always got to wrestle 10 pounds over his weight class, and he's kicking ass.
That's how to do it. That's how to do it, man.
He loves to take the pickaxe and my sledgehammer out of the shed, and I find it on the lawn all the time. And he loves throwing scissors in the yard to see how far he can throw.
I swing the pickaxe and the sledgehammer to break rocks and get stronger.
There you go. He's breaking rocks like Rocky. Hey, man, I raised my kids like in the 70s.
That's awesome. And to have two boys, I had one, man. If I had two boys, they'd be doing the same thing. I had 4 brothers growing up, and we watched the Karate Kid movies.
Yeah.
And we were just, it was karate fights all day long, trying to kick each other in the face.
Yeah.
I crane kicked my brother like 8 times. I did that whole, and it works too. It knocks your head right backwards.
Dude.
I was on the receiving end of a few of those crane kicks. Matthew, you know what a crane kick is?
Yeah, I can.
You've seen the Karate Kid, right?
Yeah, I know what a crane kick is.
Can you do it? How you doing, Show?
What's it look like? Hold on a second.
Do a crane kick for
Go ahead, do it.
Comic Artist Pro Secrets.
Boom! See that? You don't want to be on the receiving end of that. I don't care who you are.
It snaps your neck back.
You better believe it does. People are talking about Cobra Kai season 2 right now. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Matthew.
And, well, you know, my whole thing with that, and I know we're steering away, but man, I've always felt that Johnny was the real Karate Kid.
Oh my God.
I agree.
He totally is. And I met Billy Zabka at a show. I think we were in Austin for the in Austin, Texas, or something. And I said, "Dude, you are the real Karate Kid." And he laughed. He's like, "Everyone tells me that."
Yeah, I feel the same way about most '80s movies. Like the bad guy was actually the good guy. James Spader in Pretty in Pink. He was a good guy.
Yeah. And look at 12 O'Clock High, the tough guy in 12 O'Clock High. The other guy was just a punk, was a troublemaker. Why are you gonna start a fight with the toughest guy in school for no reason? The guy was minding his own business.
Yeah, of course. Craziness. That's what happens. The '80s was backwards. It was all upside down and stuff. Yeah. All right, so let's get back to Zombie Sama here. Let's talk about this a little bit. What does your son think of this, Matt? What do you think of Zombie Sama?
Sorry, Matthew. What Zombie Sama?
I think you should stop using the phrase teen sensation.
Why? He is teen sensation, Zombie Sama.
Is it corny? Like, what is it? It's busted, isn't it?
Every day I hear teen sensation, Zombie Sama.
See, your dad.
I like the idea and everything.
Well, you need a sword. Teen sensation, Zombie Sama.
Matthew, your dad's old, and he's using busted old meme from the 1970s. Like your dad is thinking about, Sean Cassidy with a sword. Kids these days, they don't know what he's talking about. You don't use phrases like teen sensation.
Oh.
What would you call him? What would you call this kid?
What would you call Jim Okami?
Just an average kid in an average world.
Yeah, but he becomes, and who does extraordinary things and save the world.
That's
his really hot girlfriend. He saves her too.
It's an average kid in an average world. I mean, that's how to look at it. $1,609 right now. We're up to 1,043 people watching. Billy Tucci and John Broglia?
Yes, Broglia. Yeah.
Broglia's. All right, John Broglia's Zombie Sama. It's Billy's Indiegogo. Billy tried this out on Kickstarter, but Kickstarter just, Yeah. So he moved it over to Indiegogo. This is what I tell everybody to do. Just come on over to Indiegogo. Indiegogo is a better platform. Kickstarter robs you. They take 7% of your money.
Yeah.
Indiegogo takes 5%, Matthew. Matthew can't hear me. Just 5%. Oh, you can hear me? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Matthew, why wouldn't you just go with Indiegogo if they're only going to take a 5% fee when Kickstarter is going to take 7%? That's going to end up to be thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, because once you get bigger, the percentage that they're taking or the part that they're taking becomes larger because of the percentage.
That is, yeah, exactly. They're taking even more money. It doesn't make any sense.
I just learned percents this year because I'm in pre-algebra.
Nice.
All right.
I can't.
He's a smart kid.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. You're one of the smartest kids in your class. Anyway, EVS. Right now, your backers. We went from I think 3 backers to 35 backers.
Yeah, well, there are 1,065 people watching right now, so I don't see why we can't get to 1,065 backers immediately.
Well, like I said, thank you all for this, and I got to tell you again, the story of Zombie Sama is it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of heart behind it. There's a lot of violence behind it too, though. I got to tell you, he hacks and slashes his way through. To save his friends. That's really what his goal is, to save his friends. But then we also have the heartwarming part where he ends up going, they find refuge in an old folks home. And then they meet these old folks, and the old folks are telling them that, like, well, welcome to our world. You have zombies because people treat us like zombies. We're shunned. We're forgotten. We're left, we're left on our own. And it was kind of nice that he sees the toothless zombies. That's the funny part, was all the old zombies. They have no teeth, so they get attacked by all these old folk zombies, all these retirement home zombies, and they all think they're going to die, and then they realize none of the old people have teeth, so they all survive, and then they kill all the zombies.
Hey, Billy, Andrea's upstairs watching. She says, "Put your headphones back in."
All right, I will. Thank you, Andrea.
I get little messages from her. She's like, "Oh, Billy's coming in. I want to watch it."
Well, thank you. We love her. My wife is a huge fan of hers.
Dude, that's a million times better. What happened? That was awesome.
Oh, good. Okay.
The audio just got great all of a sudden.
Oh, all right. I have my headphones in and my mic, so we'll stick with this.
Okay.
I apologize to all your fans out there. And a lot of your fans have come over to our crowdfunding comics website too. our YouTube channel, and I just want to thank them for that as well. But we've got a lot of great for our Kickstarter. If I may pitch here, if I may,
let's go to the tier.
talk it up. Yep,
let's talk about what they can buy here.
Yep, you have a lot of tiers. For $10, you can get the digital version.
That's easy.
Yep, for $20, we have a blank sketch cover edition. For 25,
so that's going to be just, well, let's go slow down.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. So that's just the blank cover edition. That's just a sketch cover where anybody can draw anything on that cover. So you can actually get this rare edition of the book. It's got a blank cover. It looks like a blue line. Like this looks like this comic book looks like the kind of paper that we draw comic books on. It's got the blue line right on it. So basically you can take this comic book to a convention. You can take it to somebody like me. You can take it to somebody like Billy. You can take it to somebody like John Malin. Not Mike S. Miller, though. He's only going to trace a Mike Waringo drawing. So take it to someone other than him. And they can do a hand-drawn cover for you. I mean, that's the whole thing. So
and what's cool about that is that the book is actually the interior of the book is black and white because we are using the same type of cardstock Bristol cover stock that is on a regular comic art board. So that book is 24 pages. We call it Act 1, and it's all black and white. So you can actually see John's real pencils, and you'll see, the word balloons of how a comic is done earlier on.
In this book, you'll see see pencils in this?
Yeah, no, you won't see pencils. Well, maybe we could do pencils. We could do a pencil edition. Right now, we were just going to go with the inks. I don't know if he's got scanned pencils, but I know he has his, because the book is full color. But we were going to do with the inks, with John's black and white inks. But it's only the first act. So like I said, we call it Act 1. And because you can't have that cover stock on a 64-page book, it just we're not able to find a way to make that work. So I love the idea that you do get the black and white of the comic, and you do get Act 1 of the comic inside of that sketch cover, so we actually can sketch. And it goes over to the other side, so you could draw on both sides.
Oh,
and
good.
It's a nice perk. And our next level is our zombies. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Ethan. Our next level for $25 is the Zombie Sama Indiegogo exclusive edition. That's with John Broly's Frank Frazetta homage Berserker cover. Wes Hartman did the coloring. He did an amazing job on it. And, if you guys could support that, that would be wunderbar.
Yeah, that sounds good. This is the honestly, let me tell you, I might buy in at the $20 tier. I like the idea of getting this and then getting you at a convention to just draw a zombie on this for me. I mean, I like that. That's a chance to have an original piece of art on somebody's book, which I don't think you can beat. But if I'm going to spend $5 more, this is the I think, would you call this the regular edition of the book, basically?
This is the 64-page comic book, but this is the Indiegogo exclusive. So you can only get this one, is available only through Indiegogo.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so
and then we have a couple of prints. You'll see that. Then we have
hold on, slow down. So is this your artwork here?
That is my artwork. That is the cover to the hardcover edition of the book. We're doing a hardcover edition, and that is the print for that. Prints seem to be really big, 11 by 17 prints. We sell a lot of them at shows, and it's got the big Hokusai wave influence. So we call it the Hoku zombie print.
And that's by the way, does this come signed? Are you gonna sign these? Or
Ethan, everything comes signed. Everything, unless you don't want it signed, everything comes signed by me and John Brolia.
That is how to do it. I think that getting books signed. This is the advantage that we have over Marvel and DC and the mainstream right now is that our books cost a little bit more, but they're more lovingly prepared. And second of all, they all come autographed. If you want to get your comic book signed, you have to spend $25 just to get into a convention where we might be. I don't even go to conventions anymore, except for Star Wars Celebration, Billy. I'm going to go to
especially when people, that'd be great if you go to that. Well, people also threaten to want to kill you at a comic convention, so why, same thing with me. I got that guy that threatened to kill me.
Yeah.
And my wife, his name is, what the heck was what the name of it? He's kicked off of Twitter.
Yeah.
But it's what the hell, Late Night Comics or something like that. And
that guy's a maniac. That guy's a weirdo.
Yeah, and you had the threats and against you too, which was so crazy.
Yeah.
Was that and I sent the tweet out as a thank you, literally, to the FBI. It was one of your fans, I think, who pointed it out and notified the FBI about it. They showed up and they're like, yeah, there was a threat they would take very seriously. And I sat down. They were in my house for an hour asking me everything and about it. And they're like, why? And I'm like, I don't know. I said, the only thing I can think of, I said, I like to hunt. I said, but maybe because I voted for Trump, maybe that's why he wants to kill me. And I think that's why he wanted to kill me, is because I voted for Trump. So isn't that terrifying when you vote for, the person you vote for president? If someone doesn't like you, they're going to murder you over it, or your wife. So
disgusting.
It really is disgusting. It really is. And I was pissed. I got to tell you, I was pissed. And then it blew up, and I got a lot of support and love from the comics industry, because that's enough. Enough is enough. People lost their minds in the past 2 years. And what I find, and not to get political, but something that bothers me is that you have people that we should all rejoice over this Russian collusion thing that was proven that, yes, that there were Russians that did reach out to a campaign, and the campaign rejected them. And it was shown that over a million, how many thousands of pages of an investigation, and it came through that, it didn't work. Democracy survived. The democracy prevailed. The U.S. system, the U.S. electoral system prevailed. And how can you not be happy with that?
Well, Billy, you know why they're not happy about that.
Yeah, well, there are people that hate their president more than they love their country.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's terrifying, and it's heartbreaking. I find it really heartbreaking because I've never cared who someone voted for. I've never judged anyone for being who they wanted to be with, who they love, who they like, which bands they like, any of that stuff. Ever in my life, I've never done that. And you know me, Ethan, if I have a problem with somebody, I don't get in a Twitter fight with them. I'll tell them, I'll have a conversation with them to their face. And that's not out there anymore. People are hiding, these keyboard John Gottis are hiding behind their keyboards, and they're throwing insults and threats at other people.
Yeah.
And I find it really infuriating. Not so much is that it's sad, which I am sad that there is an element like that. And, I want to enter the arena of civility, and I've always been like that. And hopefully we can get over that. Hopefully this was a great lesson we learned, and we can move on past that. And, great things can happen for this country. It's still a great country. In my opinion, it's the greatest country in the world. It's the greatest country the world has ever known. And, that's me on my little Yankee Doodle soapbox. So
that's why, Billy, this is why you need to be on YouTube more. You need to start talking like that on YouTube.
Yeah.
You'll get some fans. You'll get some subscribers. By the way, I'm going to get to some super chats. We're going to take a little break from this in a second, but let's refresh this, Billy. You ready to let's see where we're at right now. Let's see what we've done. Boom, $3,373. Pretty quickly. Comicsgate is coming to answer your call for some support. That's what they do. That's what Comicsgate does. Thank you guys in the chat. Appreciate you. Love you all. Keep backing this comic while I read your super chats, and let's do that right now here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Super chat. Yeah, they are. You want to listen to Matthew?
All right. So we're doing super chats. I'm telling you, Billy, I'm a pro at this.
You are. I'm new at it, so I don't even know what a super chat is.
Well, super chats are money. People send me tips, Billy. Okay, so
that's great. For your hard while you're working, you might
also known as donations.
It's not. And thank you. You're whatchamacallit? You're working right now. You're away from the art table. You're away from the keyboard to write your scripts, and you're entertaining. And I think that's wonderful. And thank you to all of you guys who are contributing to Ethan. And like I said, Comic Artist Pro Secrets was the first YouTube channel I was ever asked to go on, and it's a great honor. And thank you, Ethan, for having me on again. I really appreciate this.
Anytime. All right, so let's see. Darth Bobcat for $2 says, "Beware the ends of March." Hey, look, I got through the Ides of March. Caesar is standing strong. These people they can't do anything to me, and that's because I have you guys. That's just reality. Without you guys, I can't do anything. But with you guys, we can do absolutely everything together, anything. So thank you for that. Brian Urso, $10. Ethan, can you get me on a live stream? I want to talk and promote Comicsgate's first album, my prog rock band, Gideon's Mob album, out Monday on iTunes, Spotify, and CD. But yeah, Brian, we'll talk about that. Doymon says, I wished everyone pitched as well as Billy Tucci. That is true. Billy's a good pitcher, man.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Illegal headlock.
Dennis Shakon Art, thanks for $5. Tucci should do a Cyberfrog variant, and Ethan should do a She variant cover.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna hit Billy up for something else. It's gonna
I'm gonna hit Ethan up. I think I might hit Ethan up for a She variant cover.
I'll do it.
You don't have to. I already owe you. Look what you've done for us with this with our Indiegogo campaign.
Billy, I've never gotten to draw She, so I would be honored to. I can't. I almost said something I shouldn't say. I'll tell you off the air about that. Well, I kind of gave you a hint at it. I'll be drawing another character.
Yes, you did.
Related in a way. Okay, so can't wait for She. I've also backed Zombie Sama, so thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
Yeah, Junker Designs, $10, says, hey, Ethan and all your guests, thanks for the inspiration. I'm doing an Akira sketch show tomorrow night. Come on over. All right, so that's Junker Designs. If you want to go join his live stream and watch him draw Akira, go do that. Opinionated Uploads gives me $2 in tips. Thank you. Tim Lim's Bunny, $2, says, Hail Caesar, protector of Steves and bunnies alike. You got it. Orbital 19, a lot of insider jokes. Orbital 1970 Goat, thanks for $5. Billy's son could teach some of the comic skaters how to pitch a book. He's right about that. You really should try to pitch more to young people every now and then, and just kind of get the way they talk. Earth Citizen 09 says Pacific Plebby in the chat asks equal can't super chat from my region. Can someone ask why some perks don't have shipping costs included? Bill, you want to take that one?
Well, we have. If you look at the Zombie Sama thing, and my wife can answer that. If you have a question, ask her. What's cool about Indiegogo is that there's discounts. A lot of our things are discounted. They're 8% off, 10% off, things like that. I'm not sure why the shipping isn't included in that. My wife does all that, but if you send us a message, she'll take care of it, because everything should be. I think it's because the art is discounted that the shipping costs may not be included. Again, it's our first Indiegogo campaign, so we might have a few bugs here and there, and I apologize for that. But have faith. The Tuccis are here. We'll come through for you, I promise.
Yeah. Trust them. It's going to work out. I backed you. I backed your sweatshirt and I got it. It was great. I got everything. Yes,
you. Thank you for that, Ethan. I'm going in, and I just want to. I apologize the audio for a second. I'll get closer, but I just want to charge my phone a little bit.
Okay. Let me just read these super chats and you charge your phone. Opinionated Uploads goes, EVS, where might I find a legit comic artist? I don't even trust these Fiverr artists to swallow their own food. Well, Opinionated Uploads, that's not nice at all. I run across legitimate comic book artists looking for work all the time on Twitter. You just have to keep your eyes open. You'll find them. Steve Renaud says, I'm glad I backed his campaign even more. Hashtag MAGA. Steen Metal shows up with $777. Thank you for that. Says, I'm sorry about the number of the beast at the auction. It was disrespectful. No problem. It was funny. And thanks for the $777. The number of the Lord, I believe. The Timecode Mechanic says She and Lady Death are Bad Girl comic royalty. That is true. We got to talk about the Bad Girl movement. Yes. Billy, we're going to keep you on tonight. We're going to get you funded and get you way past funded. Oh. By the way, just to check in on Billy Tucci's Zombie Sama right now, it just jumped up big time, another $1,000. It's at $4,343 right now. Thank you, everyone. We are 43% funded. 43% funded, but we need to get you past 100%. So that's our goal tonight. Earth Citizen 09 says, Billy, thank you for gracing Comicsgate with your amazing talent. Been a longtime fan of your work. Looking forward to Zombie Sama. Must have one of those beautiful shirts. Hail Caesar.
I love the Hail Caesar thing.
I do too. It's fun. They're sending me all those those leafy crowns. What are they called?
Yeah, sure. The crown. Yeah, the olive branch crowns, or the golden ones are even better. You need a golden one.
Dude, I have like 8 of them. They're sending me from all over the world. Yeah, it's funny. None of them fit because I have a big watermelon head. Like
you can't
none of them
stretch it a little bit.
No, they just don't fit all the way around. Like I want them to wrap from temple to temple like around the back of my head, and they don't. They come up to my ear, maybe.
Well, even more so that Caesar, though, that Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar were both incredible generals.
Mm-hmm.
That's something you have to remember, is that they were warriors first. So
Well,
you need
so
a
am I.
Roman helmet. That's what you need.
Well, let me show you my sword. This is
Let me see it.
This was gifted to me. This is my gladius here.
Yes, let's see that. I'm back on. I'll plug into intermediately. Oh yeah, buddy. Wow. Look at that. Strength and honor.
Yeah, you better believe it. This is
Strength
going right
and honor.
in someone's I'll pierce them right here, right?
Yeah.
Clavicle.
Absolutely.
That's what you do with this.
But wouldn't you also, at a point, show mercy, wouldn't you? I think you're merciful.
No
mercy, huh?
No, zero mercy. I'm waiting for my chance. People have
Cobra Kai.
Absolutely. What did we learn? What did we learn from Cobra Kai?
You're right.
That's what happens when you show mercy. You get Daniel Miyagi.
Yeah, right.
Daniel son, whatever his name. What is Daniel's last name?
Russo. Daniel Russo.
Yeah. Hell with that kid.
Yeah, hell with that kid. I agree with 100%. The hell with that damn kid.
The
hell with him.
Rich.
Yeah, exactly.
The Sketch Therapy says, "Welcome back, Don Tucci. Good to see you. God bless, and hail Caesar."
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Opinionated Uploads goes super chat sub for Earth Simpson. And Darth Cisco says, "Where does the ash can? Wait, does the ash can come with the $25 tier?"
Yes, the ash can is. I don't know about that. I think the ash can. What we wanted to do was that people will buy the Return of the Warrior preview ash can edition. We know that. What we wanted to do though was to get them to buy Zombie Sama, the book.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's paired up. It's only $45. So for $45, you get the limited edition Return of the Warrior preview ash can edition, but you also get the graphic novel of Zombie Sama. So you get two books, both signed for $45. So it's a package. I think that's a pretty good deal. Yeah. So, I don't think it's that bad, and I apologize for that. We just really want people to buy Zombie Sama. That's the thing, is to push this book, because it's a book that, especially John Broly has worked so hard over these past 2 years on. I mean, I wrote it, so it wasn't, you know how it is. You write a book, it's work, but it's nothing like drawing, 60 pages of pencil and inking 60 pages of art. You know how it is, EVS. It's a lot of work. It's incredibly laborious. And, but again, it's a labor of love. So the whole point is to get people to buy Zombie Sama. I guarantee you, you won't be disappointed with the comic. You really won't. And my son Matthew wants to say, I want to put us back on.
Okay.
On camera.
All right, do it.
Let's see. Matthew? Am I on camera or no?
No, it's a Tucci Trooper, and it's a picture of a skull.
Yeah, how do I fix that?
You hit the camera.
How do I fix it? I hit the camera. Where's my
There's a little camera icon at the top. I'm going to hit it now. Look, now I'm just the Laughing Man logo.
Yes, I see the Laughing Man. I see. What the hell is that about? What do I do?
Look upwards, look up, and you'll see a bunch of icons. You'll see 6 icons.
Now, Ethan, I can't go on this on my laptop, can I? I can only go on this on my phone?
No, I don't think so. I think you can go on this on your laptop. You just click the link I gave you.
Oh, let me see if I can go on my laptop, and that'll make things a hell of a lot easier.
Okay.
If you don't mind, give me
one
second.
No, you can click out and then click right back in again. But
all right, I'm gonna click out and click back in.
Okay.
All
same
right.
Link I gave you. So just go to the same link.
Tally
all right. So Brian Urso says, if any Comic Skater project needs music for their video, video promotions, give me a holler. I score videos. That's good to know. Muerte Annunciada. I got it. Says, just bought the original cover. Nice. Good for you. Awesome. Brian Urso says, Danny Russo is a wuss, true, but he did get to bang uglies with Elizabeth Shue. There's always that. Opinionated Upload said, you guys should link up with a YouTuber called Young Ripa and the Fourth Age. They'd be great contributors to the family. Yeah, definitely. Lee Ditzworth says, can you pair the She Ash Can with the Indiegogo exclusive cover for those of us who already bought it? All the rest on Kickstarter. Well, I'll ask him that. We'll ask him that, Lee, when he gets back here. Let me go in and check the. Oh, by the way, is Billy's icon is still here? That's weird. All right, so let's just check in and see how Billy's doing now. And by the way, while Billy's gone, Cyberfrog Blood Honey is still available now. I have the link in the description. Cyberfrog Blood Honey right here is in its 14th day of funding. 2 weeks now. It's been up for 2 weeks, and it is at $110,891. Thank you guys very much. That's awesome. If you haven't yet backed Cyberfrog Blood Honey, now's a great time to do so. Let's get this thing to 11,000. That should be like 2 people. And 2 or 3 people will get it to 11,000. So please back Cyberfrog Blood Honey. And then when you're done doing that, go over here and back Billy Tucci and John Brolia's Zombie Sama, which you guys are really showing out for. This is magnificent. You're at 47. Billy's at $4,713 in just a few minutes. Yeah, is Billy going to be able to come back? I don't know. I have no idea if Billy knows what he's doing. I take guesses about these things. I just assume that, he'll be able to find his way back in, but you never really know. 2 beers up for Shay. Let me see what else is going on here with the super chats. Did I miss any? No, I think I got them all. Oh, no, I didn't. Comic Book Bob says, Ethan, Daniel, and Johnny were both used by Allie. Oh, no, Ethan. Daniel and Johnny were both used by Allie. I thought I was used by Allie, too. I wasn't used by Allie at all. But those guys kind of were. I mean, she turned out to be kind of, I don't know. A little bit exploitative of the feelings of those who loved her. Aaron Lavoie says, tell Billy I'd buy a Tucci Trooper shirt. Are those on here? We're going to scroll down. We'll find out. I bought the Tucci Trooper shirt. It was very nice. I bought one of everything, and they're great quality. Opinionated Uploads says, send all my super chats towards Billy's Indie LOL. No, your super chats, don't do that. Put them towards his convention. Just go in there and put back it. And if you just want to donate $2, just hit back it and donate $2. By the way, you don't actually have to purchase any of the tiers if you don't want to, if you don't have enough. If you really just want to donate to the campaign, all that money's tax-free, by the way. Did I hear that right? Did my accountant tell me that, like, the donations are tax-free? I feel like I heard that, but I could be wrong. I better not say that. In any case, you could just donate $2 to Billy Tucci's Zombie Sama right here by hitting back it and throw him a little bit of a donation and help him get closer to reaching his goal. That's absolutely possible. Opinionated Uploads says, you created the X-Men Dust? Well, in a way, I was drawing new X-Men number 133, and, Grant Morrison came up with the idea for Dust, and I drew her, which gives me credit. That makes it like I created Dust. I co-created Dust because I drew her. And whenever, Marvel or DC, whenever you do a character like that, they don't even bother finding out who did most of the work. They just split it 50-50. So Grant Morrison created 50% of Dust, and I created the other 50%. If she appears in a movie or anything, I will get paid, but not much because it's Marvel. Mr. Molangi, thanks for $5. Which comic book character cucking by SJWs upset you the most? For me, it was watching the Punisher get the soy sauce. For me, well, cucking, Captain America being a Nazi was sinister. Like, it was beyond irresponsible. I think, I don't know. Whenever I see anyone bowing and scraping to, like, Captain Marvel, it makes me physically ill. It really does. She's not that great, and that's just never the way Marvel characters treat each other. They're never in awe of one another. Hugh Jass says, here comes that boy shirts, please, with Cyberfrog. Yeah, I agree. And that's just never the way Marvel characters. Oh, look. All right, here we go. Billy's back in awe. Billy, plug your headphones in. Hugh Jass says, here comes that.
Hang on.
Okay.
All right, Ethan. Let me quit out of Safari because I think I might have had you on Safari.
No, now you're good. I mean, it's just I can hear myself. No, wait, I can hear myself again. Yeah, I agree. And that's never the way Marvel characters. Oh, look! All right, here we go. Billy's back in all. Billy.
Yep. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me quit out of this. I just want to be on this page all by itself. Am I on now?
Yeah, you're on, Billy. I mean, look, you're here. I was just echoing. I was hearing myself, but now everything seems to be better. Oh, you sound like Doug TenNapel. Oh. Ian Howe, thanks for $14.99, says, hey, Ethan, I'm trying to go 3 days without buying anything. I'm making an exception for Super Chats. My psychiatrist says I have a spending problem. Anyway, I promise I'll back Billy's book on Sunday.
Oh,
Ian,
well, thank you.
Yeah, and there'll be time. I mean, he's got it up for another... Why only 16 days, Billy?
Well, I'll tell you, Ethan, we want to get the book out. We want to get the book out and in the hands of the people out there. So we figure 16 days. We make our campaign short, quick. It's a lightning war, shock and awe. Get it done. Move on to the next campaign, which is she.
Yeah. All right. Opinionated Upload says, donated to Billy's $10 tier. Give me love now. All right. Good job, Opinionated Uploads. I appreciate it.
Now, what is a tier? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you very much for getting that. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, so the tiers are just the levels that they can back at. So we were scrolling down here and we were looking at the various tiers. And last we were. Oh, by the way, somebody said, "Oh my goodness, I gotta scroll. What do I do here? Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll just pick it up here. I have to ask you this question. Somebody asked. Oh, okay. So Lee Ditzworth said, "Can you pair the She Ashcan with the Indiegogo exclusive cover for those of us who already bought all the rest on Kickstarter?"
Oh, that's a great idea. You know what? Let me call my wife and tell her to come up here right now. Call Deborah. That's it. Now, can we add that? Can we, Ethan, when you have your Indiegogo, can you add a level or fix it?
You can't fix it, but you can add a level.
Okay,
they
good.
don't let you fix it because people already, backed it. So
okay, that's wonderful then, because that's an excellent idea. And if he doesn't mind hanging on a second, I'll have the darling Deborah come upstairs to say hello. That's her other iPad.
Yeah,
that I stole.
All right, let's see if Cyberfrog Bloodhoney got to 111 yet. Let's refresh this. All right, we're almost there. 110,000.
Wow! Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So we'll see. We're like one donation away from getting to 111,000.
God bless.
Thank you guys. Yeah.
God bless. All right, Ethan. What is the level? Because I'm going to add it. I'll make sure we add it for the Indiegogo for those who already purchased on Kickstarter. What was the question again, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, sure. Let's go back and let's see Lee Ditzworth. He says, "Can you pair the She Ashcan with the Indiegogo exclusive cover for those of us who already bought all the rest on Kickstarter?" So he's bought everything already.
Oh, that sounds like a no-brainer, EVS. Lee,
yeah.
We're going to do that, Lee. If we don't do that today, I'm wondering where my wife is, why she's not answering the phone when I'm calling her. Something must be done about her.
Well, you can do it later. I mean, you don't have to do it right this very second, but yeah, you can create a tier for people so that they can, just get the stuff that's exclusive to this campaign.
Yeah,
so,
and wonderful idea. Wonderful idea.
All right, let's see if Cyberfrog's up to 111 yet.
Oh, come on, Cyberfrog. Well,
my goodness.
I'm going to pledge. I'm going to pledge a Cyberfrog. Hang on.
No, you don't have to do that.
Why not? I want to.
All right, go ahead and do it.
I got that kind of cash.
Opinionated Uploads goes, "If I give $100, can I be a character in the comic?" No, I will say this about that. First of all, I think the book's already drawn, so it's too late. But I think that being a character in the comic is actually worth much more. I had it at a tier for $3,500 and sold out. $3,500 and I will make you a character in Cyberfrog. And I offered 6 opportunities, Billy, and they all sold through.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I think ours was like $100.
Yeah, you got to do. That's a big tier. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that for the She book, because I think the Zombie Sama we've got through all that. That's all. That ship has sailed, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I apologize for that.
Consider it for She.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, so let's go scroll down. We got that. This is the Defiant Jane print.
Yes.
This is, I think, awesome beyond belief. Now, if you guys want a sexy woman with a gun and a knife, you're very confident. You're secure in your masculinity, by the way. I see a woman with a knife, and I'm worried, Billy.
No, I always liked. I was raised. My father died when I was 5 years old, and my mother raised 6 of us, 5 boys. And my mother's tough. I don't know if you know my mother, but she's still taller than me. And she's a tough woman. She's had a rough life, and so I have no problems with that. And you know Deborah, and she's no shrinking violet herself.
Hell no. Oh, by the way, you're up over $6,000.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Ethan, could I plug our crowdfunding comics YouTube channel too?
Yeah, we're going to talk about all that. Listen, there are more people coming in here. We're at 1,224 people right now. We're going to go through this in an organized way. You're going to hang out with me tonight just for a little bit. Be prepared. Get some coffee. We're going to make you an awful lot of money tonight. Okay?
All right. I love it. I'm going to try it because I want to log on to Indiegogo, and I want to pay for that myself. And I wonder if I think I'm logged into Indiegogo in Safari.
Well, you can do it later, Billy. Don't worry.
Yeah, but I want to help push you over. I want to be that guy that puts you over, you know?
Billy, you can't possibly because somebody already did it. Watch this. Boom, $111,081. That is Comicsgate. Thank you guys. I love you all. You know, we're pushing Cyberfrog towards $800,000 right now total, and we're going to get there. We've got 16 days left. Now, the impossible dream is to get Cyberfrog to 7 figures, which is not impossible, but it's a tight timeline. I mean, we got to get this thing done and out. Cyberfrog is going to print April 30th, and I mean, I might push the campaign because I'm going to overprint it, so I might push the campaign into the printing process. Just because, boy, I really want to push for that 7 figures if we can do it. That is just something, Billy. I just want to run up.
You can do it. You can do it. You can do it.
You can do it. Yeah, Rob,
you totally can do it. If anyone can do it in the entire world, you will be the first one to do it, and you will do it. We've got 16 days left, so that's just as long as my campaign. You will end. On which day is that? You'll end on the 12th, I guess, of April, and we will all celebrate and drink from the skulls of our enemies on the 13th.
Yeah, but I'll be at Star Wars Celebration on the 12th. What the hell was I doing? But you know, I don't think it's going to matter. I'm going to bring my laptop computer, Billy, and what we're going to do is we're going to do an all-night joint live stream together to close out both of our campaigns.
Oh, let's do that. Let's do that. I'm in, because I will be at that show in Philadelphia, and I'll be either in my hotel room, and I'll get some bubbly, you know what I mean, and some booze, and we'll sit. And if you don't mind me, allowing me to come onto your show with you, that'll be just wonderful, and we'll celebrate and we'll dance.
Bill, you're more than welcome to. You're more than welcome to come on whenever you want. Mikasa Suka. Let's get you funded. Let's start making good comic books. Billy, we have to save this comic book. Well, we're not going to save that. We have to create our own comic book industry. We have to actually do comics, good comics for people who actually miss good comics. That's what we're here to do. By the way, let's scroll up real quick and let's just see where you're at. You were at $4,713 just a few minutes ago. Now you're at $6,198. It's like magic, isn't it?
If I may, I just want to thank each and every one of you guys out there, and thank you, Ethan, for you especially, and thank you to your fans and your friends. I mean, this is almost like your family, and to allow me into your house, into su casa. I don't even know what to say. Gracias, mucho gracias.
Well, they're your family too, Billy. These are your fans. They love you, and they're supporting you right now.
Oh, I've met them. So I have to tell a funny story. And I texted it to you, and I don't know if I did, is that we got new cable put in. The new, I think it's called the Axios system or something like that for our Cablevision and our internet to go 5K. And we had problems with it, of course, as you do. I live in an old Victorian house, and it's 3 stories high, and my one box and the one router and modem is on one side of the house, and the other one is downstairs, is the complete opposite side of the house. One's in the family room, one's up on my studio. So I had to call the internet company, and I'm on the phone, and the guy's like, TUCCI, he's like, what do you do? And I said, I make comic books. He's like, oh my God. He goes, I love Ethan Van Sciver. What? He goes, yeah, and we just started talking, and he's a big fan of yours, more so for the Star Wars stuff.
Oh, wow.
His name is Joe. He's from Holtzville, New York. Joe, I don't know if Joe is coming on. I don't know if Joe is on here now on your show, but he will be on Friday night onto ours. And
cool.
He's a great guy. We talked, he spent literally an hour with me restarting and starting up reconfiguring and my modem, my computer thing, and just walked me through. And it's all what a huge fan of yours he is. And he hates, what they've done to Star Wars. He's with you 100%. And he's a great guy. His name is Joe Falcone from Holtzville, New York. So if he's popping up in your live chat, I know he'll be coming on tomorrow on mine. On Friday when you're on.
Falcone.
Joey
Falcone.
But what a smart, articulate engineer type guy, and he's just a huge fan of yours. I love Ethan Van Sciver. I'm like,
all right.
God. So you have like all across the fruited plain, and more importantly, all across the world. You've got a lot of people that believe in what you're doing with this, by crowdfunding your own comics, by taking the world by the balls and publishing Cyberfrog again and doing it on your own terms. And these people have come to you and they're responding to that because they do want fun comics. They do want entertainment. They want high quality books. They don't want to buy a book on who someone is, but rather what they can do. And but it also doesn't hurt when you come in there and you really have you're all business when it comes to talking things. You're honest. You tell them what's in your mind, what's in your heart, and if they don't like it, then no problem. You're not trying to cram anything down anyone's throat. And your fans out there and your family, they've really rallied around it. And what I'm just so astonished by is how and thank you to you for your incredible generosity, is that they've now rallied around me. And I don't know what to say. I mean, my family appreciates this. I know my partner John Brolia appreciates this. That again, before I came onto your show, less than an hour ago, we had $183 we had raised, and now look at us. We're at, what are we at?
$6,368.
We're almost at $6,400 in an hour. Yeah. And I guys, I don't know what to say, but I want to promise you that we do have a great product out there. It's a banging fun comic. You're gonna love it. It's a springboard to the new She book that's coming out, My She, Return of the Warrior, that will launch in Indiegogo in May. And I don't know what to say, guys. I'm speechless for the first time in my life. I'm probably speechless unless I meet World War II veterans, because I'm always speechless with them too. But but I got to say, Ethan, and this is so much fun, the conversations we had, and I just love the times that we've had. I mean, that Orlando con that year, that your room was right next door to mine, and the fun we had that weekend. And and what I like about you is that you're an easy friend. There's a lot of friends in the comics industry, a lot of people that you meet that it's kind of hard to be their friends, Well,
tell me about it.
You're a real easy friend. Either they just want to talk about art or other artists, and they're bitching about people and stuff. And never once did you ever do that. Because I'm on the clock. When I'm off the clock, I want to just have fun. I want to enjoy. I want to talk about films. And remember, Ethan, we got to go see Iron Man 3 together, which wasn't a great film.
I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too. But there was the one part that when Pepper Potts, right? Is that Pepper Potts? Is that her name? Pepper Potts, when she was hanging from the helicopter, from the scaffolding, and she fell into the fire. And you and I were so engrossed in this film because that was when all the different marks of armor came in to help save Tony Stark. And when Pepper let go of the thing and she fell into the fire, Ethan, you were sitting there right next to me, and under your breath, you just went, "Oh no!"
I was into it.
You were so into it, and your eyes were wide, and we were both like. We were like 8 years old again. I think we both bought like giant vats of popcorn, and we were like really up close. And we're just watching this, just the two of us. And I'll never forget that. And it harkened me back to the great, to great comics and to great films. And I remember looking at my wife during Wonder Woman, and the scene where she went over the wall into no man's land, And I look at my wife, and she's bawling. She's just crying. She just loved this heroism, you know what I mean? And what comics are all about. And that moment with you, and when poor Pepper Potts fell into the flaming,
Broke my heart.
debris, you went, oh no. Oh, it was just wonderful.
I must have been very, very concerned. But yeah, we've had fun. I mean, we go to, I miss MegaCon. Remember when MegaCon was just in February and it was the first convention of the year?
Yep.
And we'd all just go. It was warm in Orlando. We were just still in winter everywhere else where we lived. So it was just such a thing, man. It was such a great time.
Yeah.
And I wish now they got Orlando Con. They got MegaCon in June.
Yeah.
Who wants to go to Florida in June, guys?
Yeah, no, it's in June when it's hot and everyone's on vacation, and it's who wants to go to that? The humidity's there, and like the MegaCon was almost like an escape for all of us. A lot of us lived in the Northeast. You might have been in North Carolina by then, but still it's cold up there in February. Yeah. And Beth and Christina would have this convention that just grew, and it was a real Comic-Con, and everyone was there. Remember, you had Dan DiDio there, Jeff Johns was there, Jim Lee, you had Jimmy Palmiotti. I mean, everybody. Brian Pulido was there. Darwin was there, Frank Thierry, Tim Townsend. I mean, we would all hang out in the back. Remember the big hotel by the pool, and we all hung out there, and we literally took over the bar, and it was just fantastic.
We were running together. Remember, that was when I was trying to get in shape. So we go to the gym. We had a workout routine in the hotel.
6 a.m. baby. You stay up till 3, and maybe we should do that again now, because now that we're not only we're taking our creative interests into our own hands again. Perhaps now we start taking our bodies again, and we do that for our bodies, and we start taking care of our bodies, because life's too short not to. And we'll look better, Ethan. We'll look better, EVS.
Well, yeah, I'm ready to do it. Moving into this new house, I'm excited about running. Actually running on the streets, because it's very kind of it's a little bit more rural. It's like hidden away a little bit more. Nice, very nice neighborhood. But there's more room to run, more privacy, and that way I can run around like in my underwear. Well, probably not my underwear, but I can get out there and run, and people won't be saying, "Hey, the bakery's right around the corner, fat boy," from their car. I'll be able to just run and have a good time.
Well, if I may, Ethan, in regards to pies, how did that whole fascination start with the pies?
Well, listen, Billy, the main thing about being on YouTube, and this is what some people don't understand, and I try to explain it to some newbies who are not Comicsgate, who are trying to start up comics or YouTube channels for the purpose, I would think, of promoting and getting popularity. Being on YouTube means getting memed on. If they love you, they will make fun of you. And if you spend enough time on YouTube, talking and everything, and I talk every single day. I kind of see myself as this little kind of pop culture Howard Stern or Rush Limbaugh, and I'll be absentmindedly telling a story, and that'll become a new meme. So I was in Walmart with Andrea, and I was telling this story about how Andrea stopped me from buying an apple pie at Walmart. I put it in the cart, and Andrea took it out of the cart and said, "What are you doing?" Like that, because that's what Andrea does. She'll go, "What are you doing?" Like that. So put the apple pie back. So I came back, and of course, like, my life is so boring, Billy, that is a story that I'll tell. Okay, but I can make it interesting. And I did. And people thought that was the funniest thing in the world, that I got pie blocked. And then it became Ethan is obsessed with pies. And then, because people were talking about me eating pies so much, and I don't get to eat pies, Andrea takes them out of the cart. The whole point of the story, Billy, is that I put a pie in the cart and Andrea didn't let me have it.
No,
so how did it get to this whole thing about me eating all these pies? I don't know. They weren't listening to the story, and it became Ethan just guzzles pies. So because of that, Billy, this is how this worked. Because of that, I was able to convince Andrea that eating pies was part of my new persona. Do you understand? Okay. So I can eat all the pies that I want. And I did. From about October to Christmas, I crammed pies into my face.
Wow.
Billy, I ate a lot of pies. And then it just became part of the thing, pictures of me being fat eating pies, Now, I stopped eating pies completely, except for when we hit $80,000 on this new Cyberpunk fund. I said I would eat a whole pie on stream. And I didn't think we'd get to $80,000. I really wasn't expecting it. But of course, they pushed me to $80,000. And Billy, I'm a man of my word.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. I know that about you for sure.
Yeah. So I got an apple pie and I ate the whole thing on camera with my bare hands.
Oh, God. Oh, like this. What type of pie? I'm sorry, I missed that episode.
Yeah.
What type of pie was it?
It was a nice apple pie from Walmart.
Okay, that's I thought you said. So is that your pie of choice? Is an apple pie?
Well, I'm a man of wide and varied pie tastes. I will eat many different kinds of pies. I like a nice lemon meringue most of the time. In fact, if you give me my choice, it's going to be a nice lemon meringue.
Really? You know, I usually like myself, I'm super partial to blueberry pies.
I love blueberry pies, but I haven't eaten one of those in a long time. I didn't eat any blueberry pies during my pie gorging when I fell off the pie wagon.
Not a one.
Not a one. A lot of apples, a lot of blueberry. A lot of pumpkins, because it was, it's Thanksgiving, so you're just eating pumpkin pies. And pumpkin pies are easy to eat with your bare hands. You can eat them like pizza, Billy.
Now, were you able to? Did you at least cut the pie first before you ate it, or you just dove right into it with your fingers?
Well, you'll cut the first. This is so bad. You'll cut the first triangle out, okay?
Okay.
And then you'll eat that like a slice of pizza.
Yeah, as you do.
And then it doesn't matter anymore because the pie's broken. So you can slip your hand under where the first slice of pie was and then break off the next piece.
Nice.
Now, this is if you're intending to eat the entire pie by yourself, which I usually was. So I would eat that. And then I told them, look, I can eat an entire pie in a day, but never in one sitting. So I'll be down here working. I'll be thinking there's a pie up there. And I'll march up those stairs and I'll go take another big handful of pie. Billy, I had a problem. It was a sickness, Billy.
Oh, yeah, but it's not a bad problem to have. It sounds like a delicious problem to have. Ethan, my gosh, man, if we hit our goal, and I can't do it today because it's getting late to go to the store, but by George, I'm going to buy a pie and I'll eat a pie on your show tomorrow if you'd like me to, or on my show.
It won't be the same. Nobody would be impressed with you eating a pie, Billy. You are not a pie curiosity.
I'm not.
I am a pie. Yes. I am a wonder of the pie industry, and people wanted to see me perform. Billy, they don't want to see you perform. That's like saying, okay, I'm the Jimi Hendrix of pies. Now people want to see. Now you could say, Jimi Hendrix, if we do this for you, will you play a guitar solo? Jimi Hendrix would be like, sure, yeah, I will. And then people would do it to see Jimi Hendrix play guitar. Right. But they wouldn't do it for you to play guitar. You understand? It's not the same.
It's not the same. And I feel a little shamed for actually bringing that up now. And
that's correct. So people will do it for me. You've got to find your own thing, Billy. You can't just do what I do. And I don't recommend that you do what I do, Billy. It's not good for you.
I do like pie, though. I think I will eat a pie, though, just in admiration of you, and no one will know. But I'll eat a blueberry pie. Now, I have a question. Do you like your pies hot? Do you like your pies cold? Cold. Always.
Chilled pie, yeah. Somebody in the chat said, excuse me while I kiss this pie. That is correct. And that's how to draw those two metaphors together. Thank you for that.
That's pretty terrific right there for them to say that. Now, whipped cream or no?
If possible. Ice cream, maybe. But see, this gets in the way of doing what you need to do. Now, if I put whipped cream, Billy, I have a prominent nose. You haven't noticed, but I do. Okay. Now, Billy, if I take whipped cream and put it on a pie and eat it with my bare hands, what's going to happen to the whipped cream? Where's it going to end up?
All over your nose.
I'm going to have
face.
Right off my nose. The tip of my nose is going to be covered in whipped cream. Now, this is an anatomical problem that I do not enjoy.
Yeah, but you see, you have a very noble nose, and I'm not blowing smoke up your ass or sunshine up your ass. I'm not going to say that. You have a very noble nose. You have a nose like a Rembrandt painting, like these paintings of you see Nelson, at Trafalgar, and he's standing there, and there is that great profile, John Barrymore, if you will, of the comics industry. With your profile. So be proud of that nose. You can be like my stupid little nose I've gotten broken 3 times. And now I'm just a mess. And then I had 85% blockage in this side of my nose. So we went to the nose doctor to get my nose straightened out. Now my friend John is an actor, and he didn't like his nose, and he had his nose. He went to the doctor, and he wanted to have a smaller nose. So the
Mhm.
doctor told him, said, "Oh yeah, you have a deviated septum." He was able to get a nose job. I went there with an actual 85% blockage in one side of my nose. I couldn't breathe. And what did the doctor do? He didn't straighten out my nose EVS. He could have. No, he made my nose fucking bigger.
Why would he do that to you, Billy?
I don't know. I guess maybe he realized I do have a face for radio, and it wasn't going to help anyway. He actually built onto my nose and took, I think, cartilage out of my ear and put it into my nose and expanded my nose even more so.
Billy, I'm going to a nose doctor with a picture of Michael Jackson, and I'm saying, just fuck my shit up.
Just
like
fuck
that.
this shit up. Yeah.
I'm doing it. I'm getting the Michael Jackson nose job. And we'll see. I think people will like it.
I think
people will dig it. All right, so let's go back to Zombie Sama.
Yes, because I have
find
other
out what's
levels
up.
I want to talk about. All right,
Good. Yeah. Let's see if you broke 7 yet. No, you're still at 6918, 6,918. So the next couple of people who back Billy Tucci Zombie Sama, the link is below in the description. We got 1,233 people watching right now. Thank you guys for being here. You're gonna push Billy over to 7,000, which will be nice.
You guys, man, I don't know what to say. This is wonderful. This really is wonderful. And I promise you, like I said, I promise all you guys out there who are contributed to it, that you will not be disappointed whatsoever. John Broly's a fantastic artist. I think I'm a pretty capable writer. I am a 4-time Eisner loser. So now, Ethan, speaking of Eisner, have you ever been nominated for an Eisner Award?
Most certainly, and
Yes.
I don't tape a little note about it to my desk either. I have been nominated for an Eisner for Best Penciler and Inker Combo, and it was me, Penciler and Inker myself. So for Sinestro Core War, the one-shot, and which was a work of art, Billy. People don't realize it. I was nominated for an Eisner back when the Eisners meant something, when they were fair.
Yeah.
Before the days of diversity and inclusion, I won an Eisner on merit, or I was nominated for an Eisner on merit. Now I lost the Eisner to the artist of Why the Last Man for the entire run, and so I went because it had just ended. They just canceled the book; it just came to an end. And they wanted to reward the artist for that epic run with an Eisner for Best Artist, and I went, fair enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. My last Eisner nominee, I lost. It was 2 Batman stories and Captain America story, and we lost to the Captain America story. But I wanted to win that Eisner, and I hadn't cared about the other ones, which were really, but this one I really wanted to win because it was a story. It was about my kids, and my kids were. It's called Trick for the Scarecrow. It was a Batman story, and it's about 2 boys that turn the tide on the Joker as he's not the Joker, the Scarecrow, as he tries to steal their Halloween candy on Halloween. And they drive him so crazy with his own fear toxin, his fear agent, that Batman actually has to come and rescue the Scarecrow and bring him back to Arkham. And my kids were so into it. They dressed up in their Halloween costumes as Batman and all. And that's why I wanted to win. And I was really bummed out. I got to tell you, I was really like, and
I was too. I was really deflated.
Is this sounding okay at all or no?
Yeah, you sound good.
Can you hear me?
No, now you sound awful.
Mike, sorry, Ethan. Hang on.
Don't say you're sorry to me.
Hello?
Apologize to 1,248 people's eardrums that are listening right now.
Oh, what did I do? I just blew them out?
Yes, you did. You sounded horrible. I don't know what happened. You got all shrill all of a sudden.
I took the headphones out because I thought I could hear you.
No.
I apologize. It won't happen again. So, but anyway, so that's it. So I really wanted to win that Eisner because of my kids, to win it for them.
Yeah.
But que sera, right? We put out it was a great book. It was an honor just to be nominated. And it really was, as my wife said. We're getting a lot of great. Deborah, where are you? Oh, you're right there. Lee Ditworth asked if we can do a level, a pledge level. What's it called? A perk?
A tier.
A tier. Thank you, Ethan.
Sure.
Tier to have the Indiegogo exclusive package. Oh, but one of your fans, Ethan, has been messaging my wife directly, giving her a play-by-play and helping her. So she's already hard at work on that.
That will be up tomorrow.
Would you like to come on camera? Say hello.
Well, hold on a second. If you're going to do that, let me make sure that people can see you. Boom. There you go.
And guys, say hello to my
My friend Ethan.
Deborah. Look at it. Ethan has put us almost over. You got to put it in. I don't know how to do
Oh
it.
boy.
Ethan
Ow.
has gotten us
Ow.
almost at. Look at that. We're almost at $7,000 in an hour.
Oh, Ethan, you're awesome.
It's all him and it's all his friends.
Well,
It's
Thank you
all
so much.
his
No problem.
his fans, his Van Skyver Warriors.
We are in your debt.
Well, no, you're not. All we're doing is letting people know, and you know, it's not me. It is it's these people here. We've got 1,246 people watching right now, and you know, they always used to say in the 1950s, they used to say, you know, you want to make something sell, just tell more people about it. If you've got something good, tell more people.
Amen.
And tonight,
Thank you. We all, the whole team, really appreciate it.
it's our pleasure.
And there's only we had before I went on Ethan's show on Comic Artist Pro Secrets, again, who's the first person ever to ask me on a YouTube channel over a year ago. We had $185, I think. That's it. And look what his backers are, and I think we had 3 backers. So we've made 123 backers in an hour.
Yeah. And fortunately, I also posted an update on the Kickstarter. So I'm getting questions from the Kickstarter people who would like to pledge for the Indiegogo too. So there'll be more coming.
Oh, great.
So
Send them all over.
Well, we're going to try to make that goal tonight.
absolutely.
Well, we'll make that goal and then some. We're going to get way past the goal.
Well, once we hit the 10,000, then we can add the stretch goals too. So,
Ooh, so let's talk about those stretch goals.
okay, so we have a trading card that is a slightly, shall we say, tweaked version of Billy's hardcover cover. The
Hoku Zombie.
Wave. And we will also have a sticker, a vinyl sticker.
You know
That's
what?
just the beginning.
Hold on 1 second. Let me yell at the chat. Hey, you in the chat with this whole how come every comic book artist marries up? Screw you. We're
I know.
I thought I married up.
no, everybody's talking about how hot Debbie is, and they do the same thing to Andrea, and it's like, listen, we're handsome guys, Billy.
Sorry, folks, I'm taken.
Hey, I was
I'm
cute. Hey,
happy.
let me tell you something. I was pretty damn cute. I had a trading card of me somewhere. If you go downstairs and get that trading card, you could show them.
And I married him before he was a comic book artist. I married him when he was a crazy. Well, I started dating him when he was a crazy college student. We go way back.
Yeah,
When he was jumping up buildings and climbing up weird sculptures.
Yeah. Now, can you guys hear me? Ethan, can you hear me as well?
We can hear you just fine. Everyone in the chat is cracking up right now.
Well, I'll tell you the story. Is that I got accepted to 3 colleges. I got accepted to. I live in New York. I got accepted to New Paltz, which was upstate, freezing up there, too cold. I got accepted to the school.
Our nephew goes now.
Yeah, I got accepted to the School of Visual Arts, and so I visited School of Visual Arts, and there were a bunch of guys walking around that were students, and they look like I do now. Then I went to FIT, the other school I got invited to, the Fashion Institute of Technology in Manhattan, and there were girls that looked like that. And there were 8 girls to every guy, and half the guys were gay. And I'm like, that's a school I'm going to. I can't lose either way.
So we ended up with a career and a wife.
Yeah, so I ended up with a career and a wife, and and I, and that was that. So if I went to a real college, I wouldn't have got a girl that looked like that. So
this is true. Always. By the way, I'm sure I'm going to tell Hunter that. I'm going to say, Hunter, you're going to a trade school. I expect you to give me hot. You got to have a hot wife and give me some gorgeous grandchildren.
Yeah, and the trade schools.
I miss Hunter.
Yeah,
How is he?
He's doing really good. He is coming home in June. He'll have finished his auto tech school. And he's going to work for BMW. That's what he wants to do. He got a job here right in town working for the local BMW.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Doesn't get any better than that.
Our son William, everybody, they push you to go to college and all, and our son William is he's in welding now in high school, and he's going to go to college and trade school for welding.
Trade school for welding.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and he also thinks he might want to join the Air Force, the Air National Guard, as a welder. And
they're complaining about an echo. I can't hear an echo. You guys have an echo in the chat?
Let me go to.
Yeah, I hear it. I hear a little bit of an echo.
It might be, yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right.
All right, Debbie, we love you. Don't worry, we're going to get you funded tonight. These people have got you.
He said, "Don't worry, we're going to get you funded tonight. These people have got you." Well, we appreciate it. Now, Ethan, going back, what you were talking about that sketch cover, and we're selling that sketch cover. That's only $20 for the Zombie Sama Act 1 black and white, but with the sketch cover edition. But we also have another tier, Ethan. If you scroll down a little bit, you'll have the sketch cover, and I think it's $60 with a sketch by me or John Brolia.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's get we've got a lot of stuff that we're passing
There
by.
you go. Yeah.
All right,
there you go.
This is the sketch cover. Now, this is the same exact book above that was $20, but for $40, you're doing a sketch for them?
Yes, and my commissions start at $100 for a headshot. So this time you're going to get, there's only 25 of them. Now there's less. There's already 7 of them claimed. So for $60, you can get a Billy Tucci sketch on the sketch cover, or original one-of-a-kind illustration.
You got to let me do this. Don't do this for yourself ever again. $60.
No. I don't know. I thought why not? $60.
Oh, all right. Those are going to get claimed real fast. So basically, for $60, you get the Billy Tucci sketch cover. You get the blank sketch comic cover here, and he's going to actually draw. What are you going to draw on it? Do you have?
I like to draw zombies, or I could draw Jane if somebody has a specific request. I have a lot of fun drawing zombies. I'm really good at drawing zombies. I know a lot of people know me for drawing women, and I can draw soldiers, but I'm really good at drawing zombies with my beautiful brush pen.
Okay, so right now at this moment, I haven't refreshed, but it looks like there are only 18 left. You guys, if you want a Billy Tucci sketch of a zombie on the comic book, on the actual comic, now's the time to get one. Yeah, we just sold another one. Now there are only 17 left, I guess.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you. I promise not to. And John Brolia, the artist of Zombie Sama, who I think is a better artist than I am. If you scroll down, keep going the way you were going.
There it is.
There's a John Brolia. So look at that. That all 25 of John's are available, and he draws way better zombies than I do. And his commissions, I have to really up my prices, Ethan. My commission is so inexpensive. I think John's might be more than me. John's doing a huge book right now that he can't announce it for one of the major publishers that's coming out later on this year. So he's going to blow up big. So you want to get in on that as well. And like I said, all these things are 25% off. It's pretty cool of the original prices.
Man, that is beautiful. Oh, I'm echoing again. They're telling me in the chat I'm echoing. Is it on my side? Is it on Billy's side? I can't. Billy.
I don't think I'm echoing. Am I echoing?
Is it? Wait a second. Hang on a second. Speakers. I'm coming through the microphone. So, yeah. No, it's me. It's my voice that's echoing over on your side.
Oh, Jiminy Crickets.
It was good for a minute. It was good for a little while, but then I don't know what happened.
Well, I want to go to the now. I can watch the YouTube channel, can I?
No, if you're watching the YouTube channel, turn the volume all the way down.
If I mute my desktop here, say I can watch the YouTube channel because I want to see these comments. I can't really see them, and I keep clicking off of it. But
no, just turn the volume all the way down, and it should be good.
All righty then. And I do subscribe to your show, so let me hit that. And let me see. Yeah. Well, we keep going. I'll jump on it. I'm good. I'll find you.
People are saying it's me. It couldn't be me. I mean, could it? No, it's not me at all. It doesn't matter. People are saying it's me. It couldn't be me.
Yeah. There you go. That did not have an echo, my friend. So.
All right. Good. All right. So in any case, if you want to get wow, nobody bought the John Brolia sketch cover yet?
Not yet. I don't think we notified them about it. That's why.
All right, we got to let people know. So John Brolia is the artist of this book. I'm going to screen share this, and we're going to take a look. Yeah, so you get the Billy Tucci sketch cover. That's cool, but Billy Tucci sketch covers are going to run out pretty soon. And frankly, for $120, why not get both of these? Get a Billy Tucci one and get a John Brolia one. John Brolia sketch on the blank sketch cover. Zombie Sama comic at the 24-page Act 1 color comic adorned with a signed sketch by John Brolia. Artist choice. Sorry, no requests to ensure timely shipping. So yeah,
okay.
he's going to draw whatever he wants to draw for you. That
Yeah.
makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What?
Look at this. Look at you with the apparel.
Oh yeah, we are an apparel company now. Yeah, that's that's gonna be a beautiful hoodie with the big giant she.
I'm just in awe of this. There are a lot of tiers here, by the way. A lot of things to purchase, but this she hoodie is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and it's all made in America. It's a 100% American made, and they're beautiful. Really, if you bought, well, Ethan, you did. You got the American Crusade apparel, our Paratrooper one.
Great
And
quality.
it's a real quality, real warm. It's an athletic fit. They're just spared no expense to produce the best product possible out there. So thank you. And it's a cool thing. It's all building up towards the She Return of the Warrior Part 1 trade paper graphic novel that's coming out. We're going to launch in May. The end of May, we're going to do it. And I'm so excited. And then
I'll be there. I'll be there to back you. I'll be there to help you out.
Thank you. And I will be there to back you too. Now with the Indiegogo that I'm all signed up. And I'll do that tonight, my friend, for sure. For absolute sure. Because
Sama print gallery. What is this?
It's prints have been huge for me for the past couple of years in comics. At conventions and things like that. So, people ask it, and especially that one is a really cool one. People like to put them on their walls now, give them as gifts. So that's all of our prints combined together at a discount price. 11 by 17, done on a beautiful, really heavy linen paper. And there again, everything comes signed. And if people wouldn't mind pledging for that, we'd love to ship them out to you.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. Hardcover sketch edition.
Yes. The hardcover sketch edition. There's I don't know how many. There's only 20 of them. Okay, so I'm going to do a beautiful illustration. I'll probably do Jane, who's our female lead in it. I'll do a nice picture of Jane, or you might get a zombie too, though. So I'm gonna have it's going to have a Billy Tucci illustration inside when you open up the book on the front page.
Magnificent. So $100 for that. Yeah. $100 again. This is crazy right here. $100 get zombified.
Yeah, the zombie side is that we will draw you as a zombie. Get your own you and turn you into a zombie.
Are you going to in the book or like
a sketch? That is not in the book. You get an actual I guess it's on a Bristol board. You get your own piece of artwork of you as a zombie. So you'll email us once we're done and the rewards go out and the survey goes out. We'll come back with a photo. We'll ask you for a photo of yourself, and then we'll draw you as a zombie.
Magnificent. This is the thing, guys. You're going to get drawn as a zombie for $100. I mean, that is awesome. What a great gift, too. I mean, by the way, there are 10 of them to go. Why not get your husband, your wife, your kid, something like that, zombified, get a nice drawing of them as a zombie. Who wouldn't want that for a birthday, for Christmas? Just put that away as a nice gift for them. I mean, that's a great idea. For the comic book fan or the zombie fan in your life. There are 10 of them right now, and they're only $100, 20% off the original price of $125. We've got 1,213 people watching right now. Those are going to go quick, so make sure to get one of those.
Well, hello, everybody out there. Thank you.
By the way, let's scroll up and just see how you're doing.
Okay.
We want to check in every now and then. It's $7,138 a few minutes ago, and let's just see where we're at now. We're at $8,613 now. We're at 86% of the $10,000 goal. We've been doing this now for an hour and 41 minutes, and we're going to get there. I think we're going to get there. Man, we'll probably get there by 11 o'clock. What do you guys think? Do you think we can get to 10,000 in 19 minutes and 20 minutes?
Oh my gosh! If we do, I gotta pour myself a glass of scotch.
Yeah,
and I'll drink it out of my zombie Sama mug because I am just over the moon. I please, I hope you all can hear me out there. Thank you, each and every one of you. Please, if you see me at a convention or a store signing, come up to me and let me know that you purchased this, so I can give you a nice firm handshake or even a hug. I
Not a hug. Be careful of that. Be careful. You know,
Oh,
anime
yeah,
hate, you know.
and now, if I may, that's the whole thing with Vic, right?
Yeah.
Now, if we may stray off subject, and I know that we're here to sell my thing, but I was at a show again in Texas, not a different show, an anime show with that guy Vic, and he seemed like the sweetest guy in the world. He seemed like
Yeah.
a real sweetheart. And so, what if people threaten him that he was molesting people at conventions or something? Is that what he does? And is he?
He's a Republican Christian, and
Oh,
now apparently, well, here's the thing about him: he's a single guy, and he
he's
likes.
a handsome chap. He's a handsome, young chap. And,
Well, he's older than you. I mean,
well, he's okay. He's a handsome.
he's still young. He's still young. He's still young.
We're all young at heart. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's out. Listen, here's a guy who likes beautiful women. He likes to take them out for dinner and drinks, and they like his company. And when he's done dinners and drinks, he says, "You want to go back to my room?" And they say, "I don't know." And then they somehow find themselves right in front of his hotel room door, where he puts his arms around them and kisses them and maybe squeezes a little booty. And then suddenly they say, now a few years later, "I don't know how I ended up there. I ran away from him. I pushed him off of me as hard as I could and ran." And he's a molester. Now, he also, when he meets fans at conventions, he might plant a little smooch on their cheek for a photo. He might give them a huggy. He might do something like that. Now, the combination of all of these stories have been utilized to paint him as a sexual predator.
Oh my. Oh my.
Now, if taking women out for drinks when we are single, Bill, you and I are not single, so we're just gonna have to use our imagination.
Yeah. I'm trying to wonder what that's like. That sounds exciting to take someone.
Yeah. Well, you get to take women out for drinks, and then you say, "Hey," and then the whole goal of that, if is to kind of try to get them back to your room or your home or your hotel room, and get a little booty. Now, if that makes us sexual predators, I am a sexual Tyrannosaurus Rex. I understand that. Completely understand that. I have no problem with that. And I really dislike men who are pretending now that is not their objective. It is your objective. And if you do not admit that is your objective, I think you are probably sexually deviant in some way and probably a monster. I think you're probably a rapist. Women need to know that, Billy. Women need to know right away. They need to know that you mean to try to get them into bed, if that's what you mean to do.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't mean to try to get them into bed, and you honestly are just their friend, then that's one thing. But I know so many guys, Billy, so many soy-based beta cuck males who sit there and say the whole way to approach women is to, befriend them first.
Oh boy,
gotta be their friends, and then maybe it turns into something. Bullshit. That is not, Billy. There is nothing more offensive than that in the world. That is a lie. That is dishonest. That is exploitative and manipulative of women. You do not make them think that you are their gay friend. Okay.
That's very that's very like you said, it's a ruse. It seems like an evil plan, like that. If so, and and I'm sure ladies will attest to this, or guys, if guys like bisexual people, if you like someone, you know it when you like them, if you're attracted to them, and if you try to hide it and you want to be their friend, you know what I mean? But that's very, like I said, it's very devious, very underhanded. Maybe it's like the bad guy in the movie, the bad guy trying to like put little underlings and doubts in the heroine's ear. You know what I mean? Because the hero is really a horrible person, which is all lies. And that's what they become. Now, of course, that we all know it, that, I can't fight this feeling anymore when you're friends, and you do fall in love, which is a really great thing as well. But if you go in with a plan and someone specifically says, "Oh no, I want to be their friend first, and then I'll be there that night when her heart's broken," and you take advantage of someone like that, or in the opposite way too, if it's a guy and his heart is broken, and here's his best friend who's a girl, but she has the ulterior motives because she's really in love with them or something, and then you wait for that moment when they're most vulnerable to pounce.
That's awful. There's nothing worse than that.
Yeah.
Or she's sitting there going, she thinks you're her friend.
Yeah.
And she's telling you about guys that she's interested in or something like that, something personal. that you don't have a right to know, knowing your objectives, and you steer her the wrong way. Oh, that guy's a dick. That guy's a monster. I heard bad stuff about that guy, because you're thinking selfishly. You're thinking to yourself, this is all evil. Just go to women and tell them, make it clear to them that you want to date them. Tell them that, ask them on a date. Be upfront with women. They respect you. Women will respect you. And they'll tell you pretty quickly where you stand, because attraction is almost instantaneous. And very rarely is it that you are Ducky, again, Pretty in Pink. Ducky is history's greatest monster in Pretty in Pink, because Ducky pretended to be this, he was kind of effeminate, but Ducky pretended to be this little femme who was her friend. He pretended to be Molly Ringwald's friend, and that's not what he was.
But didn't Ducky tell her he loved her, or that was all his ruse? Because he was always over the top, saying, "Oh well, I didn't Ducky like her."
Of course he did.
No, he really did like her, but didn't he? Didn't she know that he was in love with her, or she didn't take that seriously enough?
I don't know. She must have told him 800 different ways.
Yes,
she was not attracted to him, and it was never going to happen. And he still sat around and tried to sabotage her other relationships
with Blaine.
Oh,
just because he didn't like his name. Blaine. Yeah. He said his name sounded like an appliance or something. And Blaine was, Andrew McCarthy, affable guy.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, James Spader was clearly the alpha male that she was supposed to go for. But yeah, Blaine was a fine human being, but he was rich. And therefore, this little weirdo did not want his quote unquote friend to become upwardly mobile. He was not honest with her. He tried to sabotage her at every turn. And that is what these soy-based beta cuck bearded egg mofos are all doing to women right now. So I say, Vic, at least he was honest. I don't recall Vic ever lying about his intentions with women. You might not like Vic, in which case do not go to dinner with him. Do not end up outside of his hotel room. There's no reason for that.
He seemed like a nice enough guy to me. I didn't know anything about that. That he was he was a ladies' man. But
some of the chat is not as old as us, and they're like, "What the f are they talking about?" Go watch some John Hughes movies.
Yeah, Pretty in Pink has one of the greatest movie soundtracks of all time.
Oh my god!
And it just sounds like summer. It just does, because I remember seeing that. I think I took my girlfriend, my first serious girlfriend, Michelle, to see that, and I think I had $20 in the bank account, and I just met her, and I took the whole 20 out, and I think it cost me like $16 with the admission and popcorn and all that jazz.
Remember that? Remember when you'd be like, I have to make sure I have enough money for a date, and it's like, okay, I got $25. I think I can do it if she doesn't ask for too much stuff.
Yeah. Oh, she was small, which was good. But also a lot of times, if you remember, I remember when I would take Debbie out when we first met in college and stuff, and the girls didn't eat a lot. If you remember, you're like, let's go get pizza.
Yeah.
And they would eat like one slice, or they wouldn't finish it. They didn't want to act like they ate a lot or something. That was good news. I love the 80s. I know you're younger than me, but my gosh, with those back then, the girls, they all wore, they all got dressed up, and they all had heels, and even us, we dressed up. You looked nice when you took them out. You had a jacket, you shaved, you had a tie. Yeah. It was like, we were like Don Drapers, all of us, and now they're, I don't know what the hell they're like. They're like something the guy Don Draper beat up in the in the Village.
Do you remember that? Do you remember the moment the grunge happened and people started to dress like they were homeless? So like, you went from that whole kind of like, Don Johnson kind of super clean cut. You might have a little bit of beardage if you were a rebel, but for the most part, you kept your hair short. You wore a suit. You were cleaned up. You wanted to look like Zach from Saved by the Bell. That was your whole thing. And then suddenly Nirvana came out, and people were wearing flannels, and they were dirty, and they didn't shave or anything, and they looked like filth. And I remember going, these people, like if I saw them on the street, I'd be like, take a bath, take a bath. And then suddenly it got worse and worse. That's where we are right now. Now, if like me from 1990 could see me today, Billy, I'd be like, so things didn't work out so well for you, did they? Like, like what happened? What happened, older me?
Well, hopefully when you move to your new neighborhood, you'll maybe they're all dressed nice and stuff like that. And my thing with my wife is she met me and I was a rocker. I was a real rocker. I had the long hair, my leather jacket, and now she says I dress Bayport Frumpy. Because I got to tell you, I love my Sperry topsiders. I love a preppy look. You know, that's why I like Pretty in Pink. I like the way they dressed. I do. But I just, you know, I'm not a tall, handsome man like you, and I don't think I could pull it off. I mean, we're, you know,
handsome.
Yeah, you are. You always were. You are.
I'm tall. I'm 6 feet. Billy, you've seen me in person. Now, there are some people who have started a rumor. Billy, you're going to be outraged when you hear this.
All right.
There are people who are saying that I am like 5'4" and I weigh 400 pounds. Now, Billy,
I know a couple other comic creators that fit that description, and you're not one of them, though.
No, thank you.
Billy, you're like the tall Dutchman. If you are Dutch,
thank you. I am Dutch.
Yeah, you're the Dutchman. You know, you look like a Dutchman. You know, you need wooden shoes, and maybe one of your fans out there will recognize that and your heritage. You know, to have a van in front of your name is amazing. I mean, you're running with the Roosevelts, you know, and the my God, who are the Fishes? You know what I mean? And the Van Dykes, all the Van Wykes, you know, all the great Dutch of New Amsterdam came into New York. You know,
yes, we settled Philadelphia. We settled. My people settled Camden, New Jersey, and look at it now. Never mind. Yeah. In any case, this is my land, New Jersey. We're the Dutch people. We came over here in the 1600s, the Van Schivers. And we made the East Coast what it is. And I'm proud to be a Van Sciver. I'm also proud to be 6 feet tall, Billy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I would. My God, let me tell you something. If I was 6 feet tall, I'd be a congressman right now.
Oh, I really think I would. You're making me feel like a failure. Billy, by the way, you're at $9,573 right now. You're at $95.
Really?
Yeah. You're almost there. We're going to get you there pretty quick. I said you'd get there by 11 and 7 minutes to go. So
Ethan, we are now at in with 16 days left, and I guess you and I have been online. You know, less than 2 hours, but you have put us up, and your guys and gals have put us at 95% in less than 2 hours. I'm just speechless. Thank you all. I got to get little trading cards. I'm going to do a little thank you trading card sketches to every single person who pledged. And if you come up to me at a Comic-Con, you get a free sketch from me. It'll be a quick one because how busy they get, but I'm going to do a sketch for you all for free. But you got to come up to me at the show and tell me you did it.
Yeah, you got to tell them that you were part of this moment where we actually got Billy Tucci to $9,598 in less than 2 hours. We got 6 minutes to go, guys. Listen, Comicsgate, we have 6 minutes to go to get $402 more to this campaign and get him fully funded by 11 o'clock. One thing about these campaigns is you need to be able to brag. So much of this is about posturing. It's about being cocky. It's about flexing. And I know Comicsgate flexes, man. When in situations like this, Comicsgate flexes and they say, we can do that. We want to be able to tell Twitter that we got Billy Tucci fully funded in 2 hours when other people, and I'm not going to name names, don't get fully funded for an entire month. They run an entire 30-day campaign. And by the end of the campaign, maybe they're funded, maybe not. We get funded within hours. We get funded in minutes around here. That's what we do. And we support creators. We support people who come on these shows and talk about their comics and treat customers with respect. And maybe you just heard Billy say, I'm going to give autographed trading cards out to people who back this campaign as a thank you. And Billy's on the verge of tears.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm just your legions have come through in ways that I was not prepared for. And I thought, I'd asked you if you would come on my show, and I said I would love to come on yours, and you asked me, and I was just so excited just to come on because we've had some really interesting conversations. We've had a lot of fun. We've had a lot of in-depth conversations about a whole lot of things, about family.
Billy, you're funded.
No.
You're funded, fully funded, $10,078 with 4 minutes to go. Comicsgate, ladies and gentlemen, take a bow. We did it again. So in less than 2 hours, we fully funded Billy Tucci's campaign. From the chat, can I get a Hail Caesar? Thank you so much, everyone. Hail Comicsgate, hail the war campaign, hail Centurions, hail all of you.
Hail Centurions. Oh my gosh. If I may, I have an app here, which is like the desk bell. If I may ring it.
Ring it. I'm going to get a drink of water. I'll be right back.
All right, my friend. I'm going to ring it. Let's see if I can do it. We're funded. Guys, thank each and every one of you out there. I am so new to this. Look at that. Hail Don Tucci. Oh my God, it's blowing up. I can't even keep up with all of all of the health sausage. I can't even keep up with the stream here. I'm trying to read it. It's just zipping. You guys, wow, what a fun couple. And we did it with well, I guess it was probably 5 minutes to spare.
5 minutes to spare.
5 minutes to spare because we're now at 10:57, and this is just, you guys are great.
We're now at $10,378. Let's just see where we land at 11 o'clock. I'm not getting water. I'm having a beer. I'm opening up a Killian's. Billy.
Oh, there you go. Top of the morning to you with your Killian's.
Let's do it. Yeah. I like the Irish. Oh, no, this isn't a Killian's. This is Scottish. I got an Innocent Gun. Gun, Red Sky.
But is that a Scottish beer?
You better believe it.
I've never had a Scottish beer.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, when I went to London, they introduced me to these. They're like, I went to a bar and they're just like, we were being hosted there. They said, we got a whole case of Innocent Gun. You got to try these, and these are excellent.
Wow. Well, if you don't mind, if I may, I guess we'll stick on. We're at 10:57. This is like an amazing store. It's like a store signing. It's almost like a comic book convention in our studios.
Well, really, yeah, I've said this before. I've said the comics conventions are obsolete. At this point, I mean, the way that we do things now, it is all about YouTube. It's all about marketing. 124 people now, and not only that, Billy. What you don't understand about this show is that this show, when it's done, it's going to stay up, and then people who missed it are going to watch it all around the world. By tomorrow morning, so we've got 1,200 people watching now. By tomorrow morning, 12,000 people will have watched this. So 10 times as many people will have viewed this video. And the support for your project just keeps rolling in because the link stays in the description.
Well, do you mind if I stay on, if we can hang out for a while longer? Because I'd like to light up a cigar and have a glass of scotch. Because it is my house. And, I do what I want, I'm going to have fun. But let me, Ethan, if I may, we're at 10:59. So I think I'll stay until 11, and I'm going to run downstairs to my bar, and I'm going to open up a bottle of 21-year-old single malt scotch, which was given to me by my wonderful friend Mark Fanaris for Christmas last year, and I was saving it for just an occasion. And by George, Ethan, the only thing that can make this better, the two of us were together doing this.
I'm telling you, Billy, we've been brothers for a long time, and I tell you, the conversations I've had with you.
Yeah.
And I hope those conversations make more sense to you right now, and you think about them. You're at $10,615. It's 10:59. You've got 1 minute to go. Let's just see exactly where we get you. But you're at 106% of your goal in 2 hours. As soon as it hits 11 o'clock, I'm going to click it one more time. We are going to see where you're at. And we're gonna see now. Okay, it's 11 o'clock. Let's check in and see if we moved again or not.
11 o'clock.
Yes, we did. $10,875. 108% of your goal.
Oh my God! Let me try to turn this on, because right now, last I looked, I was at 7,900 when you told me, and I refreshed.
Mm-hmm. I didn't share that. I meant to share that. Hang on a second.
That's okay. I could share it.
Okay.
Would you mind sharing the link for me too, in case of those new people? Whoa, $10,875.
All right. So what I need Comicsgate to do in the chat is talk about this all over Twitter right now. Share this all over Twitter. Share the link. Brag about it. Brag about what we do. You guys have to understand these things. These moments change the comic book industry, and this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get people to understand. If we can do anything at all, well, we can take care of ourselves. We can just be selfish about this and just fund our own comics like this forever, and enjoy our own success. But what we also want to do is we want to send a message loud and clear to the rest of the comic book industry that this is how comics are meant to work. You are meant to come to your fans, try to offer them a product that they want, and then ask them humbly for their support.
Yeah.
You do not force the same garbage, the same politically motivated, constant didactic political garbage to people over and over again that they don't want. You don't try to shove it down their throats. This is how to do it. And the more people see our success, the more people know about it. At first, they're going to grumble. They're going to be envious. But eventually, when their rent is due, they're going to come to you on their knees and ask you to do the same thing for them.
Well,
that's the power of the customer.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's that this is customer driven. This is the consumers that are literally taking the industry in their own hands. And they're telling people what they want. Now, Ethan, I got to tell you right now, in our 2 hours, less than 2 hours, because I think I came on at maybe 9:15. So let's just say in an hour and 45 minutes or so, we are now at, I just refreshed it. I have $11,135. You have even more. I'm looking at, so it took us 7 hours on the original Kickstarter campaign to reach 15,000. It took us 7 hours to get to 15 hours, and you and your legions, and guys, I got to thank you all, and I want you to know how appreciative I am of you. And I'm friends with a lot of you out there. We've had our conversations at shows and online and things like that. But you guys have had me almost at what we did, and this is the second campaign. This isn't even the first original campaign, and I can't imagine what the possibilities would be if we did this first through Indiegogo. And I got to tell you, I'm a fan of Indiegogo now, but it's you guys. I think it's those who.
Well, it's not just Indiegogo.
No, it's you guys who embrace Indiegogo because they don't judge creators, they don't judge properties. They you know what I mean. Somebody can make some money. Someone produces a comic book or any other project, and they say, okay, yeah, we'll fund that. We'll just take what, 5%? You said.
Yep.
We'll take 5% of what you make, and they don't judge. You don't have to jump through hoops about it. And and you guys have done. You guys have. I don't know what to tell you. I wish John Broly was here right now, and he's working. He's deep within the bowels of his studio working away, and I can't wait for him to wake up in the morning and see this, because it's astonishing. Ethan, I'm speechless. I really am, and I hope you guys all know that I appreciate it. But we're delivering a great product. This is a great professional product. It's a lot of entertainment, and you guys are now helping us to start forging forward to Zombie Sama 2 Dorm of the Dead. And thank you for this, and also for the She book. So Ethan Van Sciver, if I may for 2 minutes run downstairs and get myself a glass of single malt.
Go do it. I'm going to read the super chats that everyone is being so kind to send. Thanks, Billy.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, we got a lot of super chats. Thank you, guys. By the way, Billy is over the moon. That's because of you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, Opinionated Upload says, if I give $100, can I be a character in the comic? Apparently not, but you can get yourself drawn as a zombie. That's a pretty good deal. Opinionated Uploads goes, nope, that's too much time driving Uber. LOL, you guys have a blessed night. Good luck, Billy. Downshift says, Billy, welcome home, my friend. Dark Admiral March Hare says, I pledged on Kickstarter. I'll back again with a new sheet tier. Earth Citizen 9 says, Billy, what is your channel called so we can subscribe? His channel is called, oh shoot, what is it called? It's not just called Billy Tucci. I'll ask him when he gets here. Black Wolf Senpai, hail Billy, hail EVS. Steve Renault says, Uncle E fell off the pie wagon. Well, only temporarily, and you know why I did it. I mean, I had to do it. It wasn't a choice. Earth Citizen 9 says, Caesar, wasn't it that degenerate B. Alan Orange who called you Eaten Pie Skyber or something like that? Yeah. Lucas King says, too late for a nose job, EVS. It's already part of your fame. Okay. Anonymous says, we are here for those passionate about good comics. Brian Urso says, she is awesome. Billy is one of the greatest creators in comics. No thanks needed, Mr. Tucci. Your work speaks for itself. Sketch Therapy says, did you tell Don Tucci about Six Figures and his future? Yes. Jack Straw says, Tucci, you're not charging shipping? He is charging shipping. It says plus shipping, on there. So I think if you actually back the comic, you'll find out what the shipping charges are. Opinionated Upload says, Billy is so humble. Sketch Therapy says, is she's daughter named Sue She? Wait, Sue equals sushi. K Brady says, I have no idea what Billy is saying, and it's awesome. Grendel Fan 84 says, Billy. Oh, I'll wait for Billy to get back. Some of these are aimed right at Billy. Sierra Whiskey says, welcome home, Billy. Hail Caesar. Thrymet S says, Ethan, I went to Rowan, bring in Cecil. Yeah, I kind of told Billy that it would just be me and him, not a whole lot of people, because it gets too chaotic. And I find that's true as well. There are times when I want to have Comicsgate in here and just have a lot of people. but sometimes it just needs to be one-on-one so we can have a good conversation. I hope you guys understand that. We'll get Cecil in real soon. He's almost always invited. Well-read user says this campaign has legs. 100K, young lady. I don't see why not. That's entirely up to you guys. K Brady says Comicsgate loves Tucci. Logan Cook says love to see Mr. Tucci and Mr. Van Sciver together. Mr. Tucci, you gave me a portfolio review at 2018 New York City Comic Con, and you're one of the few artists who actually cares about up and comers. Thank you both. Peter Charon says just back to Zombie Samba. Can't wait to read it. Well-read user says please back Old Man 3. Awesome CG book, and then he gives the link. Comics and Illustration Studio 7.62 says just backed at number 207. The book looks great. K Brady says say the word, Billy. Mazamonti says will my Zombie Sama Indiegogo edition be signed? It doesn't say. Billy says he's going to sign everything. Okay, so that should answer that question. He's going to sign all of these books, and everything, like even the prints he's going to sign. So that's good of him. Billy, I'm going to go back a little bit. Let me put your headphones on first.
Hello.
Are you back? Can you hear me?
I am back. And if I can go on camera for a second.
You're on camera.
All right. I have this bottle of scotch, Macallan Scotch Amber, which was given to me by my friends Mike and Ryan of an incredible store outside of Tampa called the Comic Spot. And they made me a bottle. Ethan, if you're ever going to do a store signing down in Florida, we got Mike's Comics, which is great. Mike puts on the wonderful Orlando Toy and Comic Con. But also you got to do their store. And they gave me this bottle.
Wow.
That has for Billy Tucci. So I have a monogram bottle, and I didn't want to open it. And I was going to save it.
Now's the time.
I think that there is no better time than the present. And the events that we've just witnessed in the past hour and 2 hours, less than 2 hours. And by George, I'm going to crack this bad boy. So
nice.
So and the only thing I wish that you were all here with me to do it. So let's open.
I wish too. I would like some of that.
Yeah, let me open my. It's always good to have a good knife with you. So let's cut it. Bring it. Look at that. Look at that, Mr. EVS.
Good stuff.
And the great sound.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it neat, of course, with your single malt.
Everyone gets one. That'll go through the bottle pretty quick.
Yeah, everyone gets one. Well, you and I will get one. And this is, I want to say to Ethan and your legions and all of you out there, salute. And God bless you. Thank you so much for this. This is wonderful. And
Hail.
I haven't had a drink, well, I don't know, Saturday. So
Whiskey Bacon says, neat. What a classy guy. Everybody likes Billy.
Well, I like you, Whiskey Neat. And I love his moniker with Whiskey Neat because you got to keep it neat.
Mm-hmm,
And now I'm gonna light.
Cheers.
Light up my. We got Jeff Vaughn calling through. Jeff, I can't talk. Sorry, I can't talk right now. Jeff Vaughn, who is probably very excited that he saw it. Jeff Vaughn is, Jeffrey Vaughn, Ethan.
Yeah, he can come on if he wants. I don't know.
I don't know if we could bring him on. I don't know, but
I like that guy. He's good.
Let me see what Jeff and I were talking about, Ethan. And I went on the other night on our first show.
Mm-hmm.
And look who this is.
What do we got?
We have your Overstreet price guide.
Oh, yeah.
Stunning cover of the Flash and Green Lantern. Beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah.
And that's Jeff Vaughn, who is the let's see. Good gravy man. What is he saying? Jeff Vaughn is asking 841967. And the bell. There you go. Let's see what Jeff is doing. So Ethan, would you like to say, good gravy man, what have you wrought?
Look at this, $11,879 right now.
Oh my God, are you
moving.
kidding? I completely forgot about that.
Still moving, still cruising.
Let me see. Hang on. Old Bean. Let's do this with the Old Bean. Would you like to come on Comic Artist Pro Secrets? I'll say that.
Go ahead, see if he wants to.
I'll see if he can. If he's got the capability. I'm sure he will.
Yeah. All right, let me read some.
Would you like to come on Comic Artist Pro Secrets live? ? He's a good guy, Jeff Vaughn. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I agree.
And he is the vice president of Gemstone Publishing.
That's right.
Fantastic writer. Oh, this cigar smells so good. So, Ethan, I have my Monte Cristo, my Habana Monte Cristo. So I'm going to light that bad boy up.
You know, I'm not much of a cigar guy. I've only smoked cigars like twice, and I think it was with you both
I
times.
think so. Well, EVS, you know what the next course of action is? Your
What's
pipe.
that? A pipe. I might need a pipe.
I've got a whole slew of pipes right here. Well, they're there.
That's what being a man is all about.
Well, let me tell you something, EVS, and that's how we talk to one another. And the best part of having a pipe is that you can actually point when you make your point across. But you being the tall Dutchman that you are, the fair-haired Dutchman, you could totally pull off a pipe. And I think, you know what I think I'm going to do? That's what I think I'm going to do is, aside from doing some art for you, if you'd like, is I'm going to buy you your first pipe.
Oh, send that over.
And
yeah,
I'm going to and it is bully. It is bully to have a pipe.
Yeah, I got. People are saying in the chat, you got the pipe look, EVS. I don't disagree. This is exactly what I need. It's what my beard is for. The more pipe smoking I do, the more I'm going to grow my beard out. I want to look like a gold miner in the 1860s. That's my ultimate goal. I want to look like a grizzled Civil War vet.
No, you know who you'd look like, EVS. I mean, and you could grow the pipe. Your beard is a handsome beard. It's a full beard, but I see you almost. You might want to look towards Greatheart, which was Theodore Roosevelt's father, Theodore Roosevelt Sr.
Really?
He had a very handsome, manly beard, but he also wore a great suit, carried himself well, did tons of charity work, not unlike you do. And check out Theodore Roosevelt Sr. He has a great look, steely blue eyes. And so Old Bean said, "Oh yeah." So how would we get him to join Google Chats to come on?
Pretty easy. Just send him the link. I mean, you know that picture, the link that I gave you, send that over to him. Copy it, and that's the key to get in. So
all right, I'm going to send you a link.
Send it privately to him, please, and then he should be able to get in. Probably send it on Facebook or something, like his Facebook Messenger.
I'll text message it to him. Put my cigar down. And this is incredible. Oh my God, Ethan, we're at $11,979.
We're right there. I mean, in $21, we're gonna flip over to 12,000. People are still coming in here and finding out about Billy Tucci and John Broglia's Zombie Sama, which is a graphic novel combining the stuff that Billy's known for, like basically the samurai stuff with zombie stuff. I think it's a match made in heaven, honestly. People love the idea of cutting zombies up with a sword. I know I do.
Yeah, no, but it's fun. It's got a lot of heart, and what it is that it's the story of the most unlikely person to save the world does. And I love stories like that. So let me see how I can copy this or forward it. Let's see if I hit that little button. Ethan Van Sciver, you already got yours. So let's see if I can do Jeffrey Curtis Vaughn. Jeffrey Vaughn. Look at this. I'm slowing the conversation down, and I apologize for that, old chum.
No problem. Let me read these super chats because some of them are aimed at you.
Oh,
right?
okay. Okay, sure.
She is awesome, says Brian Urso. Billy is one of the greatest creators in comics. No thanks needed, Mr. Tucci. Your work speaks for itself. That's an important thing to say to Billy.
Thank you.
Somebody says Billy, or Grendel fan 84 says, Billy, I work for Sean Hadako.
Oh yeah, Sean. Yeah, Sean. Yep, he's a Marine.
Yeah, it was awesome meeting you in Boston last year. Can't wait to see you in person again. That's Grendel fan 84.
Thank you, Grendel fan. I'm a Grendel fan as well.
Cesar Feliciano.
Oh yeah,
is in here. He says Billy's a great guy. I've known him for a while. Very happy for him.
Oh, thank you, and thank you, Caesar. It's good to see you, my brother. And thank you, Ethan. Again, this is so much fun. When I was pushing Zombie Sama on Kickstarter, I'm on like every day on Facebook Live.
Doesn't work. You got to be on there.
And we did well. No, we would hit like $1,000, every time I went on. But you feel almost like a used car salesman. And I'm a cartoonist, and this is easy. We're just talking, you and I, and we're just blowing up. Again, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say of just how wonderful your army has been. And by George, it's an army that I'd gladly join any day. So
We get
hey,
things
ho,
done.
you guys.
We get things done.
Yep.
Sierra Whiskey says, "Welcome home, Billy. Hail Caesar." Thank you, Sierra Whiskey. Threma S says, "Ethan, I went to Rowan. Bring in Cecil." Well-read user says, "This campaign has legs. 100K, young lady." Yeah, I could get it there. I bet we could get it there. Billy came on every day. We could get it past 6 figures.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, pretty easily.
A little baby comic that could.
Yeah. I mean, we do it. Look what we do.
But it's a fantastic story, and we've got a lot of great stretch goals lined up as well, though. Lots of great ones. New reward levels and stuff. So the more we move up, the more you guys will get.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of a noob when it comes to this stuff, and a boomer when it comes to the technical stuff. However, Ethan, you being the boomer from our early days, from like just say a year ago, it's amazing how far you've come. Your technical wizardry is something to revel at, my friend. And I'd like to say tally ho.
I'm still pretty stupid. I don't know what I'm doing here, but I did just refresh your campaign, and you're at $12,009. So you just broke the 12,000 mark.
Oh my!
So we're $12,000. You are 120% of your flexible goal. We'll just keep you pushing here. We'll get you up there. We'll probably double that. Let's see what we do.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is again, it's not a real problem. I mean, people just want to be entertained. People just want to enjoy. The other thing about Comicsgate and Comic Artist Pro Secrets and doing these Indiegogos is people like to see that number move, and they'll stay and they'll participate and they'll be a part of this because they just want to watch the number move. It's fun. That's why, that's a great aspect of crowdfunding that people don't understand. When you're selling something through Amazon where nobody can participate and watching the success of the project, you never know. You never actually know how much a book on Amazon sells. You never really see your personal sale reflected in the number. The great thing about crowdfunding, and the reason why it works so well, is because you do get to participate. You see the result. You see how well it's doing, and you can see that you've helped it. You see your sale reflected in the final number, and people love that.
Oh yeah, and I'm watching this happen live, and we're interacting with real people now, with customers, and they're kind of validating, your creativity, which is amazing that they have faith in you to take money out of their own pocket to support someone that some of them may have met once, some of them may have met twice, some of them they've never met. And a lot of these people, just because they're your friends and your family and your legions, have come to embrace John and I's project. And I don't know what to say. I've never experienced anything like this in my life. And I'm humbled and I am honored. I really am. Just wonderful. And guys, each and every one of you, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sure they think you're welcome. Let's see. Kay Brady says Comicsgate loves Tucci. Logan Cook says, love to see Mr. Tucci and Mr. Van Sciver together. Mr. Tucci, you gave me a portfolio review at 2018 New York City Comic Con, and you're one of the few artists who actually cares about up and comers. Thank you both. It's cool, Logan Cook.
We were all there, and Ethan, I'm sure you'll attest to this, that we really wish we had someone at the time, and maybe it was the times and all, or comics were so big back then, but nobody really gave me the chance. Nobody gave me, except for Brian Polito, and then when I got the meeting with John Romita, the editors that I all came across or other pros, they weren't really forthcoming. They weren't friendly. They weren't helpful to you. So if I could take 5 minutes out of my time that someone would come to me and ask me just to look at something, that's an honor that somebody, appreciates you or your talent of what you've done, that they would like for you to, to pass judgment on them. And that's a great responsibility, because you should be honest with that person. I hope I was honest with you. Well, I know I was. I hope you're okay with what I had to say about it. And I'll be honest, because I only want you to do better. So, and to carry on, drive on, keep going with it, keep moving. As Churchill said, when you're going through hell, keep going and do it.
Yeah, we know all about it. By the way, a lot of people are alerting me. Jack Straw says EVS I did back and he's not charging shipping. Aaron Lavoie says backed and can confirm no shipping. Billy, what are you doing? You need to go to your Indiegogo campaign and you need to add shipping charges. You cannot, Billy, you cannot accept the shipping costs on your own back here.
All right. Let me see about that and see why we don't have shipping charge. Because if my wife doesn't know that, and I guess it's too late if we don't.
I don't know. I think you might be able to get in there and do that.
Call Deborah, because that doesn't seem right. Anyway, but let me call her.
When you're building one of these campaigns, yeah, you're able to add a shipping cost for domestic and for worldwide. And for me, it's $10 domestic, $20 worldwide.
No, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Otherwise, you
pick it up.
I love how we
hey, we're not charging for shipping?
Not domestic, no, just international.
Deborah, please fix that. You can't.
Deborah, please fix that. And people expected that we should have $10 for domestic shipping and $20 for out of state, for international. And it's not too late to fix that.
We have, I think, more than that for international, but we didn't charge for it at these prices on.
Okay.
On Kickstarter,
Deborah, please.
we're going to get away with it here.
He said, he said, Deborah, please change it. Now, will we upset the 210 backers?
No, I don't know if they're going to get charged.
I'm more worried about them being upset when they find out that we didn't charge for it on Kickstarter.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we bite this bullet then.
All right. Next time, we got to fix that.
All right. Thank you, honey. Yeah, you know what? What are you going to do, right?
I'll tell you. I mean, really, you know
what?
what?
Our gift. That's how you guys gave me a gift of right now. I have 210 backers from when I last checked, and we had a total of 430 backers in our 28-day campaign through Kickstarter. So this is our gift. Deborah did say that we do charge for international, but for domestic, no shipping. And I got to tell you, I married a really smart woman. I've had a great career. My wife was smart enough to put some money away for us for our retirement. We put money away for our kids' education. So it's not.
I know. They're telling guys. Here's what I want you to do. Comicsgate, when you back this campaign, and those of you who've already backed it, did you just hear that? Could you do me a favor? Go in there and donate the $10. Just donate the $10. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't understand. Now, I will tell you guys that my Cyberfrog shipping costs were $110,000. So that's how much it's going to cost me to ship out Cyberfrog. They don't understand yet that it's very, very, very expensive, and they need to be prepared for that. So in the future, Billy, I'm telling you, when you build your next campaign and build it on Indiegogo for $10 shipping for everything. $10 shipping domestic, $20 shipping international, maybe more if you want. But people expect that at this point.
Okay.
And you cannot be expected. Minimum, it costs $6 to ship a comic.
Oh yeah, no, we already bought giant vats of bubble wrap. We bought all those cardboard cases, which are close to $1 each. Jeff Vaughn, it says
Jeff is here. I didn't even know that.
Oh, he is here. Okay.
Jeff Vaughn, how are you? We can't hear you, Jeff.
Jeff, you need your headphones in.
Nope. Jeff is a mime. Jeff, do this. Put your hands up. Oh, you can't see me at all. This is totally boomerish.
We are the boomers.
We are the boomers. We are the boomers.
You're not. Hey, there's Old Bean. Hello, Old Bean.
Jeff, can you talk? Why do you have no volume? All right, let me read some super chats while he figures that out, and let's get moving with this. Let's see. Please back Old Man 3. Awesome CG book, says well-read user. Comics and Illustration 7.62 says just back number 207. Book looks great. K Brady says say the word, Billy. They want you to say Shazam.
Shazam.
Mazamonti says will my Zombie Sama Indiegogo be signed? It doesn't say.
Yes, I'm sorry. All comics, and it does say in the story, all comics and prints comes signed unless otherwise they request it not be signed. And believe it or not, we did get a lot of requests for the Kickstarter Zombie Sama, and they were not signed. They asked for it not to be signed, but everything comes signed. So you get not only my signature, but you get John Brolia's signature. So for $25, you get a 64-page graphic novel signed by the two creators. And you know how much it is to get a book signed at a comic convention and all. So
you got to travel, you got to pay admission, and you know your guy might not be there. John Whalen says hashtag Comicsgate wave TUCCI, you're riding it. Hold on. Jack Straw says EVS I did back and he is not charging shipping. Okay, I know. Bogus Fortune says open with the creator, close out with the horde. Jeff Meyer says congrats to Zombie Sama. Good work wins. K Brady says we all need to drink with Billy. Big Pun says, just got my Jane cover edition and my Cyberfrog copy. Any comic suggestions for my 9-year-old? Everything I used to read sucks now. Cheers. Ooh. Yeah, just watch these Comicsgate projects. Go to indiecron.com and you'll be able to see all the new Comicsgate projects. Choose one that looks good to you for your kid. And there are quite a few. Emotionally Exhausted says, Billy Tucci Cyberfrog variant cover. Why not? Congratulations, Don Tucci. We love you. Thanks for helping our Don out. Caesar, love you too. You're quite welcome. Orbital 1970 Goat says, Billy, story on Warbird behind you?
Warbird, which one? Let's see. Okay, so if I may, I'm going to zoom up. What we have here is my Battle of Britain wing. Can you see that, EVS?
Yeah.
That is a Spitfire. So I have two Spitfires right here. And here's an interesting story. You got two Spitfires, and above the Spitfire is a ferry. It's a string bag. It is it's the plane that sunk the Bismarck. So then we swing up over here, and we have a Stuka, and then we have a BF 109. That's my Battle of Britain wing, and then there's a Junkers 88 over there with a Spitfire. Now the interesting thing is all those small models, EVS, were given to me by Joe Quesada. They were his father's. Joe's father passed away, and he was an amazing model builder. And I would talk with Joe's father when I would see him just about World War II aircraft, and we were both huge fans of World War II, machines and things like that. And Joe called me up after his father passed away and said, "I'd like for you to have these, and I know my father would like for you to have these." So all over my studio are Mr. Quesada's models. And it's just something that I've cherished now. His father's been gone. Oh, geez. His father must have passed away in around 2000 or so. And he was the sweetest man. And that he wanted me to have it really meant everything to me. So I have them up there. And then, of course, there's a helicopter, my Ultimate Soldier helicopter with a Ranger hanging out of it, gunning away, if you could see that. It's hard for me to do this with my laptop, my Mac Airbook, this is my cool studio. We should do it.
The attic? It's
the attic of my home. My home is an old Victorian, and I'm on the third floor is my studio. My house is in L, so on the other side of the studio is my son's playroom, and this is all my art area. And so I have my deer heads hanging, if you could see. I've got a lot of my Ultimate Soldiers. I got my airplanes. I got my, college awards, military diplomas, college diplomas, all that jazz. Is the stairway. What's so funny, Ethan, is that I do not have. You never drew She.
No, I haven't.
I'm stunned by that because I know you were busy with Cyberfrog and all. And we also met later on. I think we met after Senryaku. Like you said, it was Christmas 1995. So we were done with the Senryaku book already. And by George, I think I missed 2 years of my comic book career without you there. Because we had a lot of fun.
We would have. You guys have to understand, Billy was an enormous he's very busy. Like, he had his own company called Crusade, and I remember being in awe of Billy.
Yeah.
Billy had a lot of people working for him.
Yeah.
And it was always a big deal. He had crossovers going on. He was able to get crossovers with Marvel Comics. They did Daredevil,
Wolverine. We also did I had the Cyblade with Top Cow with Image when I came.
I remember that.
With Image, and I remember I got in big trouble with Image Comics.
Why?
With Todd and Rob Liefeld, who great guys. And it was 1996, and somebody did something at Image, and Image was fracturing. They got so big that there were these infighting, and certain people were trying to steal other artists and stuff like that. Like other studios within Image were trying to steal artists from other studios. And I remember Mark Silvestri, I was talking to him, and he was really upset that someone was trying to steal Someone was trying to steal Michael Turner. And Todd was pissed, and he's like, I'm going to leave them. And I'm like, are these guys your friends? These guys wanted to take, they try to steal your top artists and all. I'm like, fuck them. I said, the hell with that. And then he ended up leaving Image for a brief moment and had Top Cow Studios. And for some reason, it came out to Todd and Rob that it was all my fault.
Oh.
So I was at San Diego Comic-Con, and I was walking in the Marriott hotel where we all stayed at, and here comes Todd and Rob walking towards me, and I've always had a great relationship with them, great respect for them. Because the thing with me, Ethan, if you remember, she hit it so big, so fast that I became friends with all these people, all these great creators, because I got to hang out with them just as themselves. I didn't need anything from them. So I got to meet them as one-on-one, and we would talk baseball and we talk hockey and things like that. And I just became friends with them. Well, I remember walking down, I was coming out of the lobby, and these two guys saw me, and they come walking right at me. And I'm like, oh boy. And they're like, we talk with you for a second. We went up into Todd's room, and I sat on the bed, and we just had this whole big discussion. I'm like, well, that's a little fucked up. Sorry if I may curse. That's a little messed up. You guys are all best friends. And you have certain elements trying to steal other artists and all, and I didn't know who's trying to steal who. I don't remember who was trying to. Someone was trying to steal Michael Turner. I don't remember who it was, but and we just had a great conversation. And like, you're right about that. That was whoever that was wrong and all. And then we got along like peas and carrots after that. But that was my story with that. But yeah, I got to do these great crossovers. I got Frank Frazetta to do a cover for me. For this Henriaku. And that was our first Eisner Award nominated a book, when I had all these artists doing the 36 Stratagems of the Chinese Art of War, written by Gary Cohn. And it was a beautiful book. And now next year for 2020, we're going to do 25th anniversary artist proof edition of it and have all the art by itself. And EVS, if you're available, and I know that's a stretch, and I don't know, tell me what hoops I have to jump through, but I would love for you to be a part of that.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing it.
If you can, because some of the people that actually worked on it passed away, and I don't really feel right about reprinting their art, Well, the Frank Frazetta one, will give him a nice, we'll give Frank a real nice thank you and an homage and reprint his art. But I'd love for you to be a part of it. But we're going to do lots of stuff. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I'm publishing again. And as my wife said, about what groups do you belong to? And like I said, I'm friends with everybody. I got friends on the left. I got friends on the right. I've got friends up here, friends down there. And I don't care. I've never judged anybody on who they are. I like them for how they treat me and how they treat my friends. And as Debbie said, you're Billy effing Tucci, and now I feel that way again. And especially tonight, I am really feeling Billy effing Tucci. And I got a little bit of that Ethan Van Sciver Shazam to me right now. And I just feel I'm over the moon right now. I really am. And that I don't know where we are now. I know you said we are just shy of $12,000. And again, to do this in 2 hours for what took me almost 7 hours to do with our initial campaign. And
yeah, you're at $12,624 right now. So you're way over 12,000. You're heading towards 13. 126% of goal, and still chugging along, guys. Great work in the chat. Thank you so much. Let me read some of these super chats. People want to talk to Billy. Matt Savlar says, congrats, Billy. It's great to see your success.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Zinamali Bloom says, when Billy puts out She, will it be a new story?
Yes. So thank you for asking that question. She, Return of the Warrior, Part 1 will be launched on Indiegogo, obviously now, in May of 2019, and it will be She, the Way of the Warrior came out 25 years ago. For a lot of people that know that book, I have my comic spinner rack right here. This story will take place 25 years removed from The Way of the Warrior. And now Anna Ishikawa will be a single mother raising her teenage daughter, and her warrior days are far behind her, and it all comes back. So EVS, I got to tell you, my wife, I've been with my wife for 30 years, and she's never looked more beautiful to me ever. So why not have a comic character grows up? Why not have her, as a more mature, a more seasoned, a more experienced woman who now runs the Brooklyn Botanic Gardens? And people ask, why hasn't there been a she comic in the past 12 years or so? And my reason is she hadn't had to. She was living a nice, normal life. She didn't have to. And now the tables are turned, and now, she's just totally unprepared for that. Her daughter isn't. And again, as I said, it's a comic book. A comic character grows up. And there's a lot of humor. We'll have the part of her trying on her old costume and stuff, and like, what was I thinking? And but we're bringing back all the old great cast of characters. We're bringing some new characters, and it's literally the story of Masahiro Arashi, who was the antagonist in the original story, is suffering from dementia, and he's escaped from this insane asylum that he was in. Now, for those of you that don't know the story of She, it's a modern-day samurai story. And Anna is a soldier drafted into this shadow war that's existed for 500 years. Her main enemy, the antagonist of the story, Masahiro Arashi, she ends up battling him at the end of EVS, and she ends up losing. But he sees what he's done to her life and how he's ruined this young girl's life, and he ends up taking responsibility for all of her crimes, thus giving her a second chance on life. But now he's suffering from dementia. He lives he's a true samurai, to the core. And one day his doctor shows up and says, he's escaped and he's coming after you and your daughter. And it's the story of Anna and this doctor trying to find him before he, goes after her daughter. And it's a really cool, it's a lot of tension. It's a ghost story. It's a thriller. And I think it's something that people will really enjoy. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited about it. I'm over the moon with it. So,
all right, great. Let's see. Brennan Pitts says, "Welcome to the top 5 trending campaigns on Indiegogo." Mr.
Oh no, really? Is that true?
That's true. That's what we do for you. Earth Citizen 9 says, "Billy, what's your channel, and is she coming back?"
She is coming back, as you heard. Our channel right now, I have my Billy TUCCI Drawing Fire YouTube channel. If you guys may go to that. And we have Crowdfunding Comics, which is my new YouTube channel with my partner, Niall Scala, which EVS has so graciously agreed to come upon Friday evening at 8 p.m. for a little while. And if you guys can go on that, because I want to start sharing, and Ethan, if I may, what you've given to me, I'd like to share that with other people, and I'd like to bring in all these other creators and tell them, and look at Ethan Van Sciver, look at Brian Polito, look what I'm doing right now. And if we can do this, you can do it. You can become more than just a writer or an artist. You can become a publisher. You can become the next Robert Kirkman. Because imagine if Robert Kirkman had created Walking Dead for Marvel. It's all his. He owns everything. And that's what you guys can do. Each and every one of us can do. And you guys are proving it to me right now that you guys have faith in me. And the thing, Ethan, as you know, and you can attest to with Cyberfrog and with this channel right now, the fans are dictating this to us. They're telling us what they want. And why not give the people what they want?
That's it. That's all it is.
Give the people what they want. The people have spoken again and again and again. And it's about time that someone listens. And instead of the suits up in their ivory towers, why not be us in the trenches doing it?
Yeah, that's stuff.
And we do. And I've seen you, Ethan. I've seen your pencils. I've seen your inks. I've looked at your pages. I've marveled at them. And you literally pour your blood, your sweat, your toil, your tears into this. And I remember talking to you, and there are days that you didn't sleep for 36 hours. To finish something, you had to do it, and I don't know how many people really appreciate that.
None of them do.
None of them, but who does appreciate it? I'll tell you, appreciates the people that put you almost $1 million.
Hell yeah!
For Cyberfrog, and the people that have given me almost whatever. I'm at $12,000 in 2.5 hours. And Jeff Vaughn right now, if I may, JC Vaughn, who's out there right now, has an amazing Kickstarter going right now for Vampire PA. It's
Now, is Jeffrey even talking? Can he talk yet?
Can you talk? It's your mic, Jeff. I remember I told you, Jeff, we were getting a horrible reverberation from Jeff's mic.
He needs to
the other night.
get a Blue Yeti. Get a nice Blue Yeti. I think they're like $150 on Amazon. Blue Yeti microphones. That's what I'm using. They're great, man. They're really great, and they'll make broadcasting easier.
Yeah, and but if I may plug, see if you can hear me now. Jeff just texted me. I can't hear you, Jeffrey. I'm sorry, but if you guys don't mind, in EVS, if we could talk about Jeff's Kickstarter, Vampire PA. I did the variant cover for it. It's an amazing, very sexy, very dark, very funny, very humorous story outside of Pittsburgh, PA. And it's these people finding all these vampires, and they're trying to save suburbia from vampires. And it's really cool. It's really smart. And he has a Kickstarter campaign live right now. And I know a lot of you guys are for Indiegogo, but maybe we can convince JC, as I like to refer to as Old Bean, to, once your campaign ends, to go Indiegogo as well with Vampire PA, because it's an amazing comic, really is. And he's a fantastic creator in his own right. He's also my editor on Jeff is the editor on the he'll be the editor on the She Books. He's editor on Zombie Sama, and he's also the vice president of publishing of Gemstone Publishing. So
that's important.
The Overstreet Price Guide. He's a smart guy.
Price Guide, and associated with Diamond Distribution. Go check out Vampire PA.
Yeah,
and go back to
Vampire PA Kickstarter. Yep,
that's on Kickstarter. It's a Kickstarter though, Billy.
I know. I'm new at this. I don't know any of this stuff. We got
to get educated real fast. We get on the same page, everyone. Let's see. So let's see. Earth Citizen says one. Okay. Jay Sim says, "Hail Billy, so happy for your success. Good luck with your Islanders in the playoffs."
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. I have my New York Islander hat right here. Are you a Flyers fan, Ethan?
No, I don't like hockey at all. No, I'm a baseball guy.
Yeah, me too. Baseball starts tomorrow. But yeah, thank you very much. We had a horrible loss last night to the Columbus Blue Jackets, but we would have been first place if we won. Now we're in third place behind the Pittsburgh Penguins. That's how tight the thing is. There's only like 6 games left in the season. And thank you, my friend. I am an Islander fanatic. So I grew up playing hockey. I love hockey. And again, if I was Ethan's size, I either would be a retired professional hockey player right now, or a congressman, or both.
This is a more making me feel bad about my lack of accomplishments. But Billy, you have accomplished amazing things, even at your height, Billy. That you keep pointing out, $13,274 right now. So you've got nothing to worry about.
I'm speechless because, Ethan. Now, if I may ask you this, Ethan, when you started Cyberfrog, I know you had some anxiety about it. Were you sure? Would people come to you? Would people support your creative thing? Did you have any anxiety? Were you a little bit nervous when you started your campaign? Were you like, oh my God, is this going to work? You know, did you have any of that?
Yeah, I was hoping that we would be able to reach $8,000.
8,000.
Yeah, Andrew and I watched it very nervously. We didn't have to be nervous for very long because we hit $8,000 in like 3 minutes.
Wow.
It was really amazing because people were anticipating it. They were waiting for it. We had built it up for so long that it just wasn't. It didn't take long. Yeah, we weren't sure where it was going to go. We certainly didn't know it was going to turn out like it has. But I think we've learned a lot of things together about crowdfunding and how to market a comic book, you know, since then. So, you know, look, we're passing it on to you here.
How did you? I'm sorry if you want to read. Yeah. I'm just asking you questions now. Did you get this feeling like I'm feeling right now? I have this feeling of accomplishment and worth, really. I mean, I just feel that your fans came out for you, and now they're coming for me and helping me out. How did you feel after 3 minutes? What was that 3 minutes like when you hit launch and then you saw that turn and just blow up and keep going?
It was woo! I remember it like it was like that. It was just like woo, like that. It was amazing. We watched it happen so fast, you know. And then we hit $90,000 by dinner time, and we went out for dinner. I remember, like, we launched at noon, and by dinner time, we had hit $90,000. So we went out for crab and beers.
Oh,
And,
well done. Yes.
yeah, we were just talking. I was doing live streams. The thing about running a campaign is it's like running for president. You've got to be on all the time. You've got to be talking about it all the time.
Yeah.
You've got to be promoting it constantly, because when you're not promoting it, when you're not talking about it, nothing happens.
Right.
So it is like full time going around kissing babies and shaking hands in order to make it work. So that's kind of what this channel did all summer long. Is we just had telethons where we promoted each other's Indiegogo campaigns. I would go on other shows. Mostly, I just kind of stayed on my own show because I've got the biggest Comicsgate channel now.
I think you have one of the biggest YouTube channels, especially. I think you might have in comics alone.
Oh, they're much bigger, Billy.
Comics.
Comicstorian has 2 million something or other. Comics Explained. I mean, they don't do controversial stuff. They don't really talk about it. What they do is they read the comics to people. But there are bigger channels, and we have a long way to go. Comic Artist Pro Secrets is growing by 1,000 subscribers every other day right now. So
you know what I see here is that your legions, if I may call them your legions, what they get though is how that changes your family life. Of that, they've helped your family. They've helped little Ava. You know what I mean? They've helped Andrea, and that's one of the. Your story with Andrea, if I may, is, and I'm not going to go into it, but it's one of the greatest love stories I've ever heard. It is wonderful of how when you guys first met and the whole thing. And I don't know if you've done a show on that, and I don't know if you want to do a show on that.
Yeah,
but
I talk about it now and then.
It's wonderful. I remember you telling Debbie and I, and we were just like, and when Debbie met Andrew, we both and she just fell in love with her. They just and she's just so real. And now you have this beautiful family. And you know me, I love Hunter. I love your son. I love your son. We almost got thrown out of the Heroes Con, he and I, shooting airsoft gun.
Remember. Yeah, we got in trouble for that.
And here I am. I'm a 30-something-year-old man hanging out with this 7-year-old kid, and we're like, yeah, shoot that guy, shoot that guy. Shoot him. And I was a terrible influence on him, and I'm so glad he graduated from my tomfoolery and ballyhoo and onto bigger and better things, and now he's going to be working on BMWs. And God bless. I love that kid. I love him, and please tell him I said hello. And I hope he knows how much I love him. And he
knows. He misses you. He's like Billy. He talks about you like you're his pal, and I'm sure he's excited to see you again.
I am his pal. We would go get lunch, if you remember. Lunch breaks. I'm like, what are you doing? And he and I would go have lunch. It's like my son Matthew with Darwin and Frank. And I remember one time we were at the Baltimore Comic-Con. I think that same one you and I got in trouble at. And I'm like, so we sit down at breakfast, and I go to Debbie. I'm like, where's your son? And Matthew had to be 5 years old. And my wife just points over there, and there's Darwin Cook and Frank Thierry and there's Matthew sitting there having lunch, having breakfast with them. That you grow up in this industry and you get to know these, these other, these brilliant comic creators. And it's so funny how they just embrace my son, this kid. And he's like, yeah, sit with us. And I could just see Frank saying, eat with me. Eat with us. And there's Matthew, and he's kicking his feet on the table, on his chair, because his feet would, they couldn't touch the floor. And he's just sitting there listening to them. And my son Matthew, who was on early, he's a huge comics fan. And a few years back, they had the Bill Finger panel, and my son Matthew, and justifiably not so, but and he's wrong at this, but he hates Bob Kane. My son Matthew hates Bob Kane, and the reason why, because of what Bob Kane did to Bill Finger. And Bill Finger, along with Darwin, Bill Finger is Matthew's idol. He loves it because he's a great artist. Matthew's a tremendous artist in his own right, and and my son Matthew has this sense of justice. He really does. And he felt when someone's wronged, it really bothers him, even at that young of an age. And I think he got into the San Diego Comic-Con. It was on E! Network, and they had a big thing, and it was the Bill Finger panel. And my son Matthew wanted to go by himself, and one of the con people took him, and he sat in the front row, and he was dressed in his Batman costume. And the only thing he wanted to see at San Diego, maybe 3 years ago now, was the Bill Finger panel. And he sat there at the panel and he just listened, and he's just a huge fan of Bill Finger because he is a budding comics historian. He knows what's going on in comics. That's why he loves you so much. And no, he does. He loves you. And he just sits there quiet. He listens to our conversations. You know, he doesn't say anything, but he drinks it all in. And we've even created a new comic book character. And I think next year we'll see that comic character as an Indiegogo too. And he came up with a really great concept. And so it's fun seeing that. You know, it's fun seeing that joy and that sparkle in his eye that he loves comics. So we were going to San Diego, and we were going to some place. It wasn't the Eisners, but something like that. My son William, my older son, my 17-year-old, and he's like, he doesn't care about comics at all. He wants to run around. He wants to play video games. He wants to look at the girls and stuff like that. And he was like being negative about the whole thing. And my friend and then my little guy stopped and said, "William, this is very, very important to me. Shut up." Because he just wanted to drink it all in, from the setup to the fans, you know. And here's my son Matthew, you know, and William would sit with Stan Lee at his signings. And it's
nice.
amazing. Guys like Stan, Joe Kubert, Frank Frazetta just really took a nice to a liking or a loving to my family and brought us in. And I think a part of that, and this is out there to those of you who might want to do what Ethan does or might want to do what I'm doing right now, and you guys are doing this for us, you can do it too. You have a dream, follow that dream. Do a comic book, because then when you get there and you're on that stage and you don't need anything from anyone, you'll get to know each and every one of these comic creators if you want to. And you're immediately, you look at them as peers, and you get to see how they really are and what kind of people they are. Because there are some great, great comic creators, and there may be some not so great comic personalities out there. And it's like everything. It's like every business. But you'll get to know, and you'll find the good ones, like I found with you and our other friends. And I'm seeing right now that what you guys have done for my family tonight, and I just don't know what to say. And again, I know I keep talking, but I'm just blabbing because Ethan, I'm over the moon. I cannot believe that you guys have gotten us over $12,000 or whatever. We're over $13,000 in 2.5 hours.
Yeah, let me shout out some of the people in the chat. We have some Comicsgate kind of celebrities here. We've got Eric Weathers, fantastic letterer. Eric, I'm glad you're here. Sweetcast, also known as Clint, has his own YouTube channel, which is phenomenal. He's launching his own Indiegogo campaign, which is called Downcast, and that's going to be coming out pretty soon. And surprise, we've got that Star Wars girl, Anna, from the Fandom Menace and the High Council. She's in the chat as well. Cheers, Anna. And subscribe to her. She's doing great. She's got like 70,000, perhaps 80,000 subscribers right now. She's blowing up.
Wow.
Yeah, Star Wars channels, man. Wow. If you can do a good Star Wars channel, good Star Wars content, you're going to do well on Indiegogo, and she's pretty terrific. So that Star Wars girl, go subscribe to her.
Well, that Star Wars girl, I'd like to come on your show one time and talk to you about the and Ethan, we've had this conversation. Mm-hmm. One of my biggest gripes about Star Wars is I'm a huge fan of the A-Wing. And it really bothers me of when what was it, episode 7 when they came back? Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden these X-Wings reappear when everyone knows that the A-Wing is a far superior fighter craft.
I love the A-Wing.
I love the A-Wing.
Well, I'm nostalgic about the X-Wing now.
Of course, and we all are, and we all are, but you know, it's 20 years removed. And, you know, guys are flying F-22 Raptors now. They're not going to go back and fly an F-86 Saberjet from the 50s. You know, they're not. You know, you've got to. And I know X-Wings look so cool, but I look at these things as a creator, and I look at these as like, you want to win. You're the rebel, you know, the Rebel Alliance. You want to kick this shit out of them. You're not going to go with antiquated craft. And I think that A-Wing's a far superior design. So, Ethan, if I may come on to your Star Wars channel and talk about this, and I don't know, maybe that's just something I care about.
You'll be invited. If you want to be on YouTube, they'll bring you on YouTube. Kanan White's here too. Kanan White, another fantastic Billy. I got to show you Kanan White's artwork. You're gonna lose your mind. He is phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't know any of you guys, so I'm looking forward to. I'm so out of the loop with all this stuff, and I've been living in my own little bubble for so long. So I really look forward to meeting your friends, and I hope they'll think of me as a friend and to have me on as well. So
back Billy Tucci's Zombie Sama. That's what we're talking about right now. Right now we're going over Zombie Sama, which Billy has just launched on Indiegogo, and we got it backed. We got it funded completely within a very short period of time.
About an hour and a half.
Yeah, so we're pretty happy about that. Zombie Sama, the link is in the description. Make sure that you do back it tonight. Let's have a big showing tonight. You know, if you can't do it tonight, it's going to be open for 16 days. So, you know, wait until you get paid or whatever. Make sure that you back at the best tier possible. Right now, I will say this. I'm going to check in on this just for fun. Because we were talking about the sketch covers, which I thought were ridiculously priced, way too low. Yeah, look at this, 60. So you can get. Oh, wait a second, you're sold out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you sold out of your cover. Look, Zombie Sama Billy Tucci sketch cover sold out. All 25 claimed.
No, $60. You can't beat that with a stick.
Of course not. You're gonna have to. Prices
I know. You know, but like I said, I've been very fortunate in life, Ethan. I really have. I've got a beautiful family. We've got our health, especially what my wife's gone through in the past 12 years. She's had a lot of health problems, and she's come through with flying colors. And you know, we got. I've lost too many friends, you know, to things, cancer and stuff like that. And so I'm happy to be here. So for this one, let's make it fun. Let's make it affordable for everyone. We know there's a lot of great campaigns out there. And if you guys could help us out a little bit and push us over, you know, right now you said we're over $13,000. There's a lot of other great levels to it, and you never know. I think we can add new pledges, new reward levels.
Yeah, you totally can. Right now, there's still there are only 9 sold out of the 25 possible John Brolia. John Brolia is the artist of the book, so you probably want to get his sketch cover too. There's still a few left. You can still 16 left. Make sure to get one before those get sold out as well. I think that's the best deal on this whole campaign is these $60 sketch covers, ridiculously priced, absolutely ludicrous. Billy, I could just.
You know, Ethan, I've led a very blessed life. I'm very lucky. We'll up it for the she, because for the she book, I'm going to go all out, of course. But my wife, Ethan, Debbie says, tell Ethan I can't change the shipping once a level has been pledged for.
Right. So they're all.
So maybe tomorrow we'll up the level. So if you guys want to get in on the level and save yourself on shipping, get it tonight.
Yeah. I mean, well, you can't, Billy. It's like everything's already done. Like you've sold one of every single tier that you have. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, you won't be able to, except for this. The She Ashcan cover print hasn't been purchased yet.
Oh, okay.
But everything else, people are buying you out, and it's going to be too late. So next time.
Well, Deborah said new level Indiegogo bundle was added. Both the Indiegogo exclusives, Frazetta Homage and the She Indiegogo Ashcan is now available for $45.
Oh, that's good.
So
okay.
you'll get that limited edition Ashcan and the Frazetta cover only for $45. So if you guys pledge tonight, you'll get it without the shipping. And tomorrow, my wife is because Deborah is listening to what Ethan's saying, and I know she's put her Andrea hat on, and she's thinking, okay, that's right. We are paying a lot of money for this stuff, so maybe we should add shipping to it.
People expect it. People really do expect to pay shipping, Billy.
Okay.
So don't even hesitate about that. I would just tell people to please be kind, and since Billy and Debbie have basically gotten themselves in a little bit of trouble by not putting shipping there, be kind. And right here, this button right here that says back it. This allows you to just donate a certain amount of money. So, you know, if you want to be super kind and donate $10 in addition to, the cost of your book, just imagine that that's the shipping cost that you really should have paid, but Billy and Debbie didn't know about it. So that would be appreciated as well. And Zombie Sama, Billy Tucci and John Brolia's Zombie Samba, Samurai Warrior, Teen Warrior versus a horde of zombies. It sounds like an awful lot of fun to me. And if you haven't yet backed it, I think you should. Let me read these super chats here.
Yeah.
Jack Straw recommends an additional shipping tier, says Razdoc. That is correct.
Oh, shipping tier.
Yeah. Okay. That's a possible idea. Yeah, just put a tier that's just for shipping so people can click on that. Downshift says CND here appears to be no shipping. Well-read user says Comicsgate, the greatest interactive infomercial of all time. That's right.
The what? The what? What is it?
He says it's the greatest interactive infomercial of all time. We do these telethons, and it is like a little bit like an infomercial.
It's a lot
Cumberbatch.
of fun. It doesn't feel like selling, which is wonderful. I hate the hard sell. I've been next to a couple of, and I think you've experienced that. We've been next to a couple of other comic people at conventions, and they don't shut up. They're just all about the money. They just want to sell. And I'm a capitalist. There's nothing against selling, but my God, that hard sell drives me up the freaking wall.
I don't see it as hard sell. I see it as letting people know. Because you can't sell anything if you're not letting people know about the campaign, and that's what our job is. We have to let people know.
Indeed.
All right. So Cumberbatch Pepperpot says, please show us your gun collection. I don't know if that's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, that's not a good idea.
Not on YouTube. We'll get in trouble. Zeno Molly Bloom says that she story sounds fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Bumps. You should give her kid a Cyberfrog prop.
Oh my God! How about a Cyber Frog T-shirt?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be fun. If I may, Ethan. In She, the Way of the Warrior #4, Tomoe, and I asked Jeff Smith if I could. Tomoe, her one of the main characters, had a bone shirt. Oh, she was wearing the bone shirt. So I love that. If you don't mind, Ethan, for us to have one of the characters, her daughter or something, wearing a Cyber Frog shirt.
I'd be honored.
I'd love it. I'd even put the Laughing Man. The Laughing Boy or the Laughing Man?
We call him the Laughing Man.
Yeah, the Laughing Man. I'd love to have a Laughing Man shirt.
Yeah.
Have her just wearing that as well. But of course, let's push Cyberfrog because I would not be here right now if it weren't for you. So let's do the Cyberfrog shirt. I'd love and a Laughing Man shirt. Why not?
Okay. All right. So Young Dark Vader says, Billy, I'll support you if you denounce the New York Islanders. That's
never. I don't need
to do that.
Never. I haven't really. I don't think I've really needed to do anything like that for 25 years. And I wouldn't have done it before that. Even when I was poor, I wouldn't have done it.
You can't do that. Yeah.
No, I can't do it. Nope.
That's your. Yeah.
If you know me, I will not. I'm not into compromise. I'm really into the to Atlas Shrugged. I love that. Ayn Rand. I love the Atlas Shrugged. If you're a creator, and if you're someone who's a creative person or someone who's a principled person, read the first 40 pages of Atlas Shrugged. If you don't like it, put the book down. If not, read it. You're gonna love it. And the whole story is about Howard Rourke, and he is a creator. He's an artist. He's actually an architect, and it's all about him sticking by his principles. And every creative person, or not any creative person, every honest person, I believe, should read that book. It's a fantastic book. I'm sorry, it's not Atlas Shrugged. I apologize. It's The Fountainhead. Atlas Shrugged gets a little long in the tooth for me. It's a little preachy. It's a little, but The Fountainhead. Read The Fountainhead, please.
Yeah. Okay, so all right, so let's see. Kay Brady says, Billy, it's not help. You are legend, and EVS is a good friend that got the word out. Yeah.
Bullshit. No, it's helping.
Happy Hobbit. Sorry, let me plow through these, Billy. Happy Hobbit says, Mr. Tucci is salt of the earth, made a fan of me tonight. Can't wait for the book. Gimp Rider says, Billy, I love the World War II planes. What's that in the painting to your left? Just put what I could into your Indiegogo.
Okay. Thank you, my friend, for doing that. You didn't have to. That painting right there, EVS, if I may espouse for a second, it's a painting by Barry F. Clark, and that is it's a Spitfire, and it's all about the Battle of Britain. And you see behind the Spitfire are this World War II aircraft is flying through a storm, but it's coming from the sunlit skies, the beautiful clear blue skies of the freedom of England. If you see that in democracy, and this plane is charging into the fray against the Nazis. That's what that's about. I don't know if I could show it. If I may, I'll bring it in.
Yeah.
It is the most beautiful aviation painting I've ever seen in my life. And it is an extraordinary painting of sacrifice and of determination. Because if you think when the Battle of Britain happened after the fall of France, and if you see the film Dunkirk, which was one of the best films I've ever seen in my life. Dunkirk is an amazing story because after the fall of France, the RAF, which is the Royal Air Force, were alone against the Nazis. The Nazis had taken over all of Europe at this point, and there were 450 Spitfire pilots and not too many more aircraft against almost 5,000 German aircraft. And these boys, 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, went up again and again, sometimes 7, 8 times a day. They would land to refuel and go back up against the Nazi hordes. And they fought for freedom. And they fought for democracy. And if you think, without the Battle of Britain, who knows what things would be like right now? Because if England had fallen in 1940, who knows what the world would be like? And that's the whole story of Churchill, called them the few, you know? And they literally saved the world. And that's why I love the Spitfire. I love, I'm a bit of an Anglophile, I got to admit it. But I'm a huge RAF fanatic as well, and a Battle of Britain fanatic. And check it out. His name is Barry A.F. Clark, and it's just called Spitfire. And you got to see that. It's all over the internet, and just download that. And it really is the whole thing that we will fight on the beaches. We will fight on the landing grounds. We will fight in the fields and in the streets. We will never surrender. And that's all about the field. Never surrender. And that's the thing for every one of you. Never surrender. Never. You know, stick by your guns, stick by your principles, and just be honest and be good. And that's what they were.
Saniko says international shipping is $30 for the Great White North. Can't wait for this book. Thanks to your boy Zach for getting me back into comics.
No.
Jeffrey Hickleberry says I'm evil Jeff. Pops are cool. Ha ha ha. No, they're not. Andrew Nagy says create a tier with all variant covers combined. That's what most people look for.
Is that true? All right. So a tier of variants. Okay.
Darth Vicious says Laughing Man t-shirt and Cyberfrog action figure. And then Black Wolf Senpai says, Billy, I just backed you again, sir.
Black Wolf, Ethan, if I may do a shout out to Black Wolf. Black Wolf was, I believe he was our very first subscriber to my YouTube channel. And when I'm so totally new at this, and every time I go on, Black Wolf is there. And he's always commenting, and he's the type of, and you have them, the people that are posting now, they forward the conversation. And then when you catch it, and then you read it, and then you just move the conversation forward, and it goes into a whole nother plane or something like that. And he's one of the good guys. He's one of the good fans. He's one of the very, very smart, very engaged. And I love that about it. I love the interaction with them. And thank you, Black Wolf. And I know he's a big fan of yours because I think he became a fan of mine because he's a fan of yours. Well, nice. I know he is. He definitely is. He definitely is. So, well, it's
fantastic. Billy, you're at $14,194, 140% of goal. That is due to these people in the chat. And I want to thank you all. I'm getting sleepy now, so I think I'm going to retire and go to bed. But we did 3 hours. We got you funded. We got you to $14,194. Everyone in the chat, salute to you. Thank you for your continued support. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for being a customer base that we can count on. These books get funded. You make dreams come true every single day for creative people. And that is Comicsgate. That is you guys. And we absolutely love you. Now, I know that Nick Rekieta is live streaming now. A lot of people want to go over there and watch him. I want to go.
I don't know Nick. So let me go. I'm going to go down and talk to my wife. And Ethan, if you may, I'll text you. I know you're tired, but I just, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, brother. I appreciate you. We've been friends for a long time. You've always been one of the guys that, I mean, you no bullshit with you, if I may. Can we curse? We say things like that? Sure, I don't know. And just thank you, and thank you for your legions, if I may. I love the whole Caesar thing. The hell with the olive wreaths, and you do deserve it. But by George, someone's got to find you a Roman centurion helmet with the big horsehair, because you know, when Alexander, there's a great story, and I'll end it with this. When Alexander the Great was 12 years old, he had a horse called Bucephalus, and all of his father, King Philip of Macedonia, there was this horse, and nobody could ride this beautiful, huge black Arabian horse, a stallion. And if you saw the film The Black Stallion, you know this story. And no one could ride it. They were bucking all of the king's greatest cavalrymen. So then Alexander said, "Father, I want that horse." And they all laughed at Alexander. Now Alexander the Great was small. I think he might have been 5'4" when he was fully grown. And they weren't, Dutchmen like you, but the average man was probably 5'7", 5'8" by then. So he was small, even in those standards. And he walked up to the horse and he petted the horse and he treated the horse like a living being, like an equal. But not quite like an equal, because he also showed the superiority to this horse. And what he did was he calmed this horse down, and he realized that the horse was bucking. Whenever someone would come up to him, he saw the shadow of the horse recognized a shadow of an intruder, and the horse responded with that and stomped a couple of guys to death and all this. And Alexander came to the horse, soothed the horse, calmed the horse, and literally turned the horse's face into the sun. And when that horse was distracted by the sun, Alexander bareback grabbed the horse by its mane and leapt on the back of this giant horse. And the horse took off. And he held on for maybe 2-3 minutes, however it takes to buck a horse. And all of a sudden, this kid comes riding back with this horse, with this great general, and all of his great cavalrymen failed. And he came back with this horse broken. And King Philip of Macedonia said, "Greece is not big enough for you. Your kingdom is the world." And I have to say this, Ethan Van Sciver, with Indiegogo and with the crowdfunding kingdom, that is your world. Because what you're doing and how you share this and how you interact with your fans who have become your legions and your friends, you've done something incredibly extraordinary. And I am honored to be a part of it with you and to be here. And thank you so much. Thank each and every one of you. We're all comics fans. We're all, regular Joes, and you guys have just made an extraordinary night. I cannot wait to show John Broly and my partner, because I think he's going to be incredibly blown away by this. So thank you, EVS. Thank you all.
You're welcome.
You guys are wonderful. A quick question, if I may. When I go back onto YouTube, and this runs tomorrow, is that chat running or is it gone?
That chat will be running. You'll be able to read the chat.
Oh, yeah. You can? Okay, great. So I can't wait to do that, because I'm learning all this. And every time I go on, I don't see the chat for some reason. But I'll go on tomorrow, and I want each and every one of you, and especially you, Ethan, and Andrea, and Hunter, and your beautiful Ava. Thank you so much. Really, from the bottom of my heart. This was wonderful. This is a lot of fun. And it wasn't work. It was a lot of fun. So thank you, brother.
You are quite welcome, Billy. It was our pleasure to do, and you have a great night. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you again tomorrow with another video. If you're watching this now in a rerun, please make sure that you do back Billy Tucci. He absolutely deserves it. Zombie Sama. Billy Tucci, John Broly is Zombie Sama. Let's keep this thing rolling all night long. Let's see if we can get Billy to wake up to 16, 17, 18, maybe $20,000 in the morning.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh my God. I don't doubt you. So thanks, guys. Good night, EVS. Thank you, bro. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.